The Washington State Cougars have had plenty of moments in the sun this week as they've spent a week in Honolulu getting ready for this football game between Washington State and the University of Hawaii Rainbows from Aloha Stadium, live on Fox Sports Net. Hello everyone, I'm Bud Namick along with former Cougar quarterback Cleet Casper. We'll have all the action as Washington State tries to close out the season on a positive note. There have not been many positive notes for Washington State this season, and Cleet, like any hit TV show like Hawaii Five-0, the understudies have to be ready, and tonight an understudy gets a chance to step to the front of the stage in his hometown. Jason Gesser makes his first start as a quarterback at Washington State University.
Well, interesting little twist of events. Jason Gesser was going to play a little bit in this football game. Mike Price wanted to get him in there and get him some more reps, but Steve Birnbaum hurts his neck, and Jason Gesser gets the start.
At a St. Louis high school here in Honolulu, they won 2 state championships on this field. In fact, his high school won a semifinal game here on this field last night, and they'll play for another state championship coming up next weekend. Let's go down to that Aloha Stadium turf right now, and joining us on the sidelines tonight is Paul Sorensen. Paul, you've got a little more for us on the Cougar quarterback situation.
Well, it's interesting, Bud. Cleet talked about it a little bit, but Jason Gesser won 4 championships at St. Louis High School. He was expected to come in and play just a little bit. He's going to start and get after it, and the thing that's impressive about this, he's got the added pressure of starting his first collegiate game and the pressure of facing a defense that wanted him to go to Hawaii. So he's got to overcome all of that and figure out a way to plan for the future and get this Washington State football team back on the winning ways. By the way, last time I saw shirts like that in you guys was at a frat party back in college. Bud?
All righty, Paul. We'll look forward to joining you from the sidelines throughout this football game tonight as Washington State takes on Hawaii. And Cleet, what a turnaround for the Hawaii Rainbows. They didn't win a game last year. Already this year they have set a record for most wins by a team that was winless the year before, and with a win tonight they set a record for the best turnaround ever in NCAA football history.
Well, June Jones came in here to this Hawaii program that had basically been shipwrecked and reoriented the offense, got them into this spread offense, the run and shoot. The kids have signed on to the program. They've been playing hard, and they've been getting the wins. So it'll be interesting to see how the Cougars can match up with them today.
Hawaii headed to a bowl game. Washington State trying to salvage a little pride here in paradise. They hope the sun sets on this season in a positive way with a win over Hawaii.
La Nina continues to hammer.
Hey, Bob, it's Mike. I'm in Jamaica. Thanks again for that scratch ticket. Wow!
Scratch. Quite possibly the best gift ever.
Spring green for the siding, mocha brown for the door, and the trim in eggshell white. All mixed perfectly by an Eagle expert. So your little one can have her own little house. Eagle Hardware and Garden. More of everything.
Paint like a pro with Rubber Set. Rollers, brushes, pans, and more. Available at guaranteed low prices every day. Rubber Set at Eagle.
When you want to go where the road ends and life begins.
Explorer. Expedition. Explorer's Ford. Excursion.
Head to your Northwest Ford store for the best selection of sport utility vehicles on the planet. Like Explorer, with control track 4-wheel drive and available V8. Right now, get $500 cash back plus 0.9 financing on every new '99 Explorer. When it comes to SUVs, your Northwest Ford store is your outfitter.
If you won the lottery, would you become the connoisseur of fine wines? Or would you become the winemaker? What's your dream?
It's the best of Sunday night fights. Joel Casamayor takes his shot at a world title. Sunday Night Fights at 7 on Fox Sports Net. Sunday at 9 on Going Deep. What's a nice girl like her doing in a place like this? Saddle up for a rodeo version of Beauty and the Beast. Plus, we're going deep with Broadway Joe. Sunday at 9 on Fox Sports Net.
Fox Sports Net presents Washington State Cougar football, brought to you by Sterling Savings Bank. All the bank you'll ever need. Beautiful night here in Honolulu. We had a little bit of rain on the stadium right as the teams began to warm up for this football game, but Cleet Casper should be a beautiful one.
Well, there's been rain off and on all day long. A lot of wind here today in this beautiful Aloha Stadium. Interesting architecture throughout, as you can see some of the openings that allow the wind to go through here. Be part of the football game tonight as the punters, kickers are having a little bit of trouble with the wind.
Of course, they played the Pro Bowl here, and they have just had the coin flip. Hawaii is going to have the football first. Down to the sidelines to Paul Sorensen.
You know, it's an interesting series. So Washington State played Hawaii twice. The series is even at 1-1, 1926, 1930. Both of those games were on January 1. So not a bowl game, but a chance to come over from the mainland. Oregon State was the only other team other than Washington State to travel over here and take on the Rainbows. So kind of a little interesting insight. The last time they played, Duke Kamanamoko. Remember that young man, the swimmer, the stud? They love him. He was winning medals in the Olympics. He's a big hero over here in the islands. Washington State, Hawaii resumed that deal. Also, for both Washington State and Hawaii, the intensity factor. Who wants this game the most? Hawaii's going to a bowl game. They're going to take on Oregon State. Washington State's trying to get some things going in the positive way. Back to you guys.
All righty, Paul, thank you. And, of course, June Jones and his club have the opportunity to set NCAA history with a win here today. They have a piece of it, and they'd love to have the history on their side completely. June Jones spent some time here under Dick Tomey as the quarterbacks coach, and then moved along, was the head coach in Atlanta with the Falcons, and then took over San Diego before coming here. Mike Price in his 11th year as the head coach of the Cougs, sporting the ginger lei, a traditional Hawaiian lei. As we get ready to go, Brian Lindell will kick it off for Washington State. We can feel the wind up here, Cleet, but as you look down to the field, it doesn't look like the wind should affect the game in terms of passing. You look at the flags on the goalpost, they're not moving.
No, the architecture of this stadium is nicely designed to allow the wind to circulate through here, and from time to time you'll look up and you'll see the United States flag that's at the top of the stadium behind Ryan Lindell blowing like crazy, so he should root this out of the end zone.
Lindell with a high kick that will carry about 4 yards deep, and Hawaii wisely elects to set it down. So the Rainbows will have it from their own 20 as the crowd begins to fill in at the stadium here. Great tailgate parties outside, and folks don't want to leave them. They get in here right at the last minute. Dan Robinson is a 6'4", 219-pound senior out of American Fork, Utah. Ricks Junior College, completing 53% of his passes for 3,599 yards. 27 touchdowns this year. He has been intercepted 15 times.
Out of the shotgun a lot today, a lot of formations, a lot of moving around. Typical Mouse Davis run and shoot.
They will always go with 4 wide receivers. Robinson's first toss toward Dwight Carter. It's incomplete. Fans thought perhaps Marcus Trufant had a little extra baggage there, but no call by the officials. There you see the numbers on Dan Robinson, who was a junior college All-American at Ricks Junior College. They call that the rainbow connection that they just tried. Dan Robinson to Dwight Carter. Share with you the rest of the rainbow offensive lineup here in a moment. Big offensive line, pretty mobile. They very rarely will play with a tight end. In fact, have not thrown to a tight end all year, as is typical in the run and shoot. Robinson's second throw has a completion, and he'll get about 4 yards on it is all. Let's take a look at that offensive line now as Craig Stutzman made the catch. Falana Noah on that right side of the line. He has got a great starting streak that is continuing. 316-pounder. I like Manly Kanoa. What a great name for a lineman. Dwight Carter, we talked about Shannon Harris, Craig Stutzman, and Ashley Lilly, the wide receivers with Afatia Thompson in the backfield. 3rd and 6 now from the 24.
Cougars look like they're going to come out and challenge the wide receiver. At least Trufant is one-on-one with DC. Dwight Carter down low.
Robinson looks that way, then goes up the middle, wants to throw it deep, has his man Lilly, and can't make the catch. Had a step on the defender, but just a little too much air onto that football as Lamont Thompson was running a little bit behind Lilly.
Lilly gets his hands on this football. That's a pretty well thrown post corner, and he had Lamont Thompson beat the safety, but the Cougars 3 and out. That's exactly what Mike Price would like to do and get Jason Gesser some good field position here. Punting into the wind.
Colin Henderson set to return the kick. What a great turnaround for Chad Strout, the punter. Last year averaged just 30 yards a kick. This year, 42 yards a pop.
Faked it.
He's going to throw it. Nope, he's going to kick it now. And Henderson will just pretend and let it go out of bounds. Cougars are going to have pretty good field position. It's a little piece out of Dick Tomey's playbook, huh?
Interesting. It looked like he was trying to find someone to throw that football to. couldn't find somebody to come open and then elected to kind of do the Australian rules running kick and punted it out of bounds. But the Cougars will end up with great field position, starting about on their own 46-yard line.
So Jason Gesser comes out, making his first start as a Cougar, and an interesting reaction from the Rainbow fans. A few boos. They wanted him to go to Hawaii, but more applause. Gesser's first pass in Hawaii, complete to Farwan Zubetti. And Zubetti very close to a first down for Washington State. Good to see Farwan able to hang on to the football. He had troubles at the Apple Cup.
Nice bit of play action here to get a little misdirection going, get the linebackers flowing up to the top of the screen, then throwing it back down low to Zubetti. Cougar fans down in the corner of the end zone making a little noise for their guy, Jason Gesser. Starts out with a nice little safe completion.
9-yard gain. See if they go to Burnett to try to get the first down. They do. Dion has the first down, has some running room, cuts it outside. Dion Burnett bounced out of bounds at the 28-yard line. First down for the Cougs now at the Hawaii 28. Let's take a look at the Washington State starting lineup, brought to you by Sterling Savings. Ryan Tujay, the senior, at the left tackle, with the Raymonds on the line with Walden Schultz and Mike Schwartz. Zubetti made the catch earlier. Colin Henderson, the true freshman, along with the true freshman Dion Burnett. Nyan Taylor needs 32 yards to pass Hugh Campbell, become #1 on the yardage receiving charts at Washington State. Delay handoff. Burnett has room. You can run against Hawaii, and Dion outside is hauled down from behind by Dean Miller, who makes the tackle, and that will be spotted at the 20-yard line.
Dion holding his head, thought he saw a whole lot of green up at that corner, just couldn't quite break that last tackle. Here you look at a very light defensive front. Matt Paul there, Doug Sims in the middle.
He goes 357. That's not light to me.
He is not light, but they are not big, I guess, as he's only 6 foot. Obrick in the middle is a very good linebacker. Went from the 4-3 or to the 4-3 this year, and Quincy LeJay up at the corner, the top of your screen, is not that tall, and he's someone that the Cougs think will be a good matchup if they can get Marcus Williams on him.
Out of the shotgun, second and long 2. Gesser stays in the pocket, now buys himself some time, guns it. We got a flag. It's incomplete, but there's going to be a hold on Washington State. Looks like the hold was thrown at the feet of Big Reed Raymond. Half the town of Moses Lake is over here to watch the Raymonds play in this game.
That's a tough one on Reed, because Jason actually is really more guilty of that holding call. He was in the pocket nice and safe, wasn't getting any pressure, and actually ran and almost sacked himself. Correa up on top didn't really have that great of pressure. And that'll be a big one, because it'll be from the spot of the foul. Here you see on the top of your screen, there's Tujay, I think, is the one who's got his arm wrapped around on the top of your screen. That's Paul he's fighting with a little bit there. And here you see Jason almost runs into the sack that Tujay actually had good shape. Cougars now coming out, one back, twins.
My apologies to Mr. Raymond. It was Ryan Tujay flag. Delay handoff, Burnett, big room. Bounces it, spins, stays on his feet, gets to the 24 is all. 6-yard gain. Ulbrich in on the stop. Yafet Warren out of the University of Idaho transfer.
Watch, Ulbrich recognizes this right away and then hustles back and makes the play. That's why he's the leader in the team in tackles this year, is because he is an absolute hard worker. Maybe not the greatest speed, but he's got a great heart and will chase you down.
3rd and 6 now for Washington State. Their first third down of the drive as the crowd tries to help out the Rainbow defense.
Out of the shotgun, again, you got the mismatch with 6'5" Williams up on top.
Here comes the blitz. Henderson can't hang on. Another one of the great names on this Hawaii team providing the defense, Flex Armstrong.
Just trying to get to the first down marker, and I'm not so sure that Jason makes the right read here. Got some people in his face and just gets it out. That's a catchable ball. Pretty lucky not to have it intercepted that time. So Ryan Lindell will come on. He'll try about a 42-yarder here from the right hash.
If he connects, it'll be the 30th of his career.
Again, he's got a little bit of wind behind him, so that's not an issue.
Spot is good. He's got plenty of leg, and he got it. Ryan Lindell should be 42 officially. We'll wait get the reading from the officials. Cougars jump on top first, 3-0. You're watching Cougar football live from Hawaii on Fox Sports Net.
Pac-10 women's basketball, where the stars of today and tomorrow play. The best schools, the best coaches, the best players, the best fans, the best basketball. Pac-10 teams are proven winners. 4 NCAA titles, 53 All-Americans, 21 players in the WNBA, and poised to produce much more of the same in the next millennium. Come check out the excitement. Pac-10 women's basketball, the one to watch.
8-foot pine boards, an Eagle cut shop expert, brackets, wood screws, green paint, and a simple trip to Eagle, all to create that special place. Eagle Hardware and Garden, more of everything.
Start saving on heating bills now with easy-to-install CertainTeed fiberglass insulation. CertainTeed, every day at Eagle.
Bud Namick along with Cleet Casper, Paul Sorensen here, Aloha Stadium in Honolulu, Washington State with a 3-0 lead after the Ryan Lindell 42-yard field goal. He's now 10 of 14 on the year and the 30th of his career. Down to the sidelines to Paul Sorensen.
You know, Bud, that was a big drive for Washington State because it does a couple things. Get you some points on the board, taking the crowd out of it a little bit, and it also settles Jason Gesser down at quarterback. His first start, he was nervous. He was overthrowing balls all over the place in the preseason or in practice warm-ups. He's a lot calmer now. He's trying to get his reads, but that's a big drive for the Cougars to go up 3-0 in this game. Bud?
Well, Cleet, the one thing that Jason Gesser did as well on that drive is he stayed in the pocket and threw the football against Washington. They had pass plays called, and he ran out right away.
Well, the thing I was looking for is how healed is his thumb. Mike Price had talked a little bit earlier about whether or not he could still grip the football, but looked like he threw the ball pretty well and had some accuracy. That last pass was actually where it was very catchable by Colin Henderson and just kissed off his hands there. But I really like the idea of Jason Gesser coming to a place where he's played before. He's got a lot of confidence and comfort in the stadium as Lindell will let it rip.
Lindell with the deep boot. Again, this will carry into the end zone. Lavelle Moore's going to bring it out this time and shouldn't have. Looked like big Corey Scott. Nope, it was Josh Moen in on the stop for Washington State. Should be spotted about the 18-yard line.
Special teams doing a good job so far on the offense as we look at the defensive side of the football. Ing Aliaga, a Hawaiian-born Cougar.
Grew up real close to the stadium here.
Curtis Holden, the #1 linebacker for the Cougars in the middle, along with Steve Gleason back on the field after missing most of the Apple Cup.
Actually, Steve Gleason not in action tonight, unable to go. Inside handoff to Afatia Thompson, and he's not going to get anything. Maybe a yard as the pile pushes things forward. Young man who has had now 88 carries on the year out of Punahou High School, averaging just under 5 yards a carry.
You know, this run and shoot offense, very much like the spread offense without the tight end, and you're just trying to pop a guy through there. If there is a problem on the offensive side of the football for the Rainbows, it is the ability to run the football. They really rely on control passing game.
Call it a gain of 2. They have trips to the left, the open side of the field for Dan Robinson. Has time, guns it deep up the sideline. Good coverage, Trufant. Did he pick it? No, couldn't hang on. Again, Trufant doing a nice job on DC, Dwight Carter. Young man who was recruited for a while by Washington State, said he would have loved to have come to Pullman and play.
Well, Mike Price and the whole Cougar sideline is calling for offensive pass interference. They thought that DC, Dwight Carter, came over the top, but Marcus Trufant in excellent position there and had a good shot at interception, unfortunately. Unable to haul it in, so 3rd down and about 9.5. See if Cougars lay back, just play zone defense or come with some pressure.
They're using Billy Newman as the nickel linebacker. And he comes up to the line of scrimmage, shows blitz, now backs off. Little stunt, Robinson still has time. Here comes the pressure. Stutzman the catch, first down Hawaii. He's the young man who was on the receiving end of a lot of Jason Gesser passes in his high school career.
Well, no pressure. Coach Dobo likes to sit back in the zone. Robinson does a good job just buying himself some time and then throws the ball a little bit dangerous across the field. Earl Riley not able to cover that long, and a nice catch there by Stutzman. That's the kind of possession type of receiver that he is. He's not going to kill you deep.
That was a whole season for you, wasn't it?
At least.
Unbelievable numbers last week against Navy. A 48-41 win for the Rainbows. Here's the play fake to Thompson. Open is Stutzman. Nice one-handed grab, and it's another Rainbow first down.
Stutzman just leaks out of the slot position, a little misdirection, and makes a nice first down catch.
Yeah, it's a little cool in Pullman, a little cooler than here right now.
The environment here, even though we've had a little bit of rain, is about 40 degrees better than what the Apple Cup saw last week.
Don't think you'd want to be playing on the 27th of November in Pullman at night. Stutzman, the motion man, first down, Rainbows. Robinson steps up, going to throw it over the middle, and it is incomplete. Tried to force it into Shannon Harris. Looks like Curtis Holden might have been able to get a paw on it.
Nice reaction by Curtis Holden, who's a big run stopper in there, and he's going to come over the side. A lot of times when you lay out like that, knock the football down, you get wrapped by your own teammates. And that time Billy Newman hit him pretty hard, and looked like he was moving his wrist around, and we know that he's had some trouble with that hand.
Well, he's in a little bit of pain on the Cougar sideline right now.
Chavies comes in at that middle linebacker position. The Cougars not getting a lot of pressure on Robinson. See if they come with some now. Here they go.
Lawan Gibbons in as well. Full out blitz. Robinson gets it away. It's up in the air and incomplete. Earl Riley with the coverage on Shannon Harris that time. So far, the Hawaii offensive line's done a pretty good job against some extra pressure.
Well, they're big up there, and that's what you look for is some big wide bodies that can just zone block away, and the Cougars came around them that time with pretty good pressure, but excellent coverage by the secondary. Coach Bray feels that he can match up with these wide receivers. They're not real big, they're not real strong, and they think that they can maybe win the battle at the line of scrimmage, knock them out of their rhythm, knock them out of their routes.
Rainbows are 1 of 2 on third downs. They're facing a 3rd and 10 here. Dion Burnett cramping up on the Cougar sideline, being attended to by the trainer. See if he's able to go on the next offensive possession. Robinson has time, goes deep, trying for Carter, and he overthrew him. No chance whatsoever that time, and Rainbows left to punt it again.
Well, you could see Marcus Trufant. It's been great to watch this freshman evolve, and he baited Robinson into throwing that ball because he knows he can keep up with Dwight Carter there. Just hoping that he'd throw one in there because he's right on his heels and has that acceleration that all good corners do.
Trout to punt it away, had 41-yard kick his first time after the fake. We'll see if he just goes with a straight kick this time or tries to bait the Cougars for a while. Again, the rollout and the kick. Kind of a knuckleball, and it'll be Henderson makes the catch at the 15 and down in his tracks right there. James Fenderson, a backup running back, making the special teams tackle for the Rainbows. 10:07 to go, first quarter. It'll be Cougar football when we come back live to Hawaii with the Cougs on top 3-0.
How do I look? An earth tone might better suit your complexion.
This season, the game of football will be bigger than ever.
All right, men, you ready to go out there and kill?
But because of Mitsubishi's new high-definition television,
I don't know, Coach. My nose looks shiny.
some players are a bit self-conscious.
Makeup!
Introducing the Mitsubishi Digital Big Screen from Magnolia Hi-Fi, where you pay absolutely nothing until January 2001.
I like the eyeshadow you wore last week against Detroit.
At Magnolia Hi-Fi, Portland and Seattle.
Coach Shanahan? Coach?
Yes.
So, still keep an eye on college recruiting?
Of course.
Really?
Sit down, boy.
What do you know about Billy Lowell? Well, he's a blue chip wide receiver, 6'3", 220, 32 TDs the last season.
We all know that.
He runs a 4.3 40, doesn't want a red shirt, he's a Libra, likes burritos, no beans, and he's got a pet's name. Name Willie.
There's only one place to get the deepest recruiting coverage. SoonersIllustrated.com, powered by Rivals.com.
Colorado State, Arizona State, Wednesday at 6 on Fox Sports Net.
Second offensive possession coming up for Washington State. They'll start from their own 15. They had great field position the first time. Got a Ryan Lindell 41-yard field goal to go up 3-0. Tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, NFL This Morning, Chris Myers, Jackie Slater, Chris Spielman, Marv Levy. Previewing the day's slate of NFL action, followed by Fox NFL Sunday on your local Fox affiliate. Slater, 20-year vet with the Rams. Spielman, 4-time All-Pro. And Levy, of course, the 11th winningest coach in the NFL. They know all about the NFL. Tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock Pacific right here on Fox Sports Net. Boy, you got to get up early to catch that here in Hawaii. It'd be 6 o'clock. Paul Sorensen probably be just going to sleep at that time. Mr. Sorensen.
Offensive line, big deal, 6'6", 303 pounds they weigh across the front. But when you go up against a guy like number 97 for the Rainbows, Doug Sims, he's only 6'2", 357, about as much as the two guys in the booth weigh. This is a big series for the Cougar offense. But
Dion Burnett, okay, he's in the backfield. He gets the football, and he's not okay because he loses 3 yards on the play. Big Jeff Ulbrich steps up and makes the stop. Well, he was in on 19 tackles last week against Navy.
Well, he's coming hard all the way there. Coach McMacken, who most of the Seattle folks know as defensive coordinator for the Seahawks over the last 4 years, is the defensive coordinator here now for June Jones, and he just loves to stunt, loves to come in zone blitzes on first down against the run. It's one of the unique types of strategies that he has, and now he's got the Cougars backed up, 2nd down 12.
Gesser, the quick toss out, too high. Tried to get it out to Leifert Hackett, who did not practice much at all this week, and the pass too tall. So 3rd down and 12 facing Washington State now.
That was one that Jason looked a little unsure of there. It looked like Marcus Williams was having trouble getting off the line of scrimmage and clearing out that flat route. Mike Price, Coach Levenseller, Coach McDonnell on the sidelines trying to get a good play into Jason. He's got 3 wide receivers. Paul Menke also in the slot up top.
They empty the backfield. Gesser, quarterback draw. Gets a little block, gets outside, dives, and a big collision. What kind of spot do they have? Did he get the first down?
Boy, he's right there.
Nate Jackson, a sophomore, only weighs 154 pounds, thankfully for Gesser. Adewale came up to make the hit. They probably played in high school football against each other. Take a look.
Well, he breaks this outside, and he sees that first down marker, and I think his foot touched right on the 30-yard, the 25-yard line. They're going to measure this one, I think. Watch him again stretch that ball out, then pull it back in just in time, and that's a pretty good collision there.
Crowd reacting to it as they saw it up on the board.
Jason's shaking it off, though, and those are the kind of things that this offensive football team needs, though. They need somebody to go out and make a play and pick up a big 3rd down conversion, and that's one of the things that Gesser will do for you, is he can run out of that 5 wide receiver package, and that breaks down a defense, and he does pick up the first down. So nice effort. Crowd here is a little bit impartial. They're not liking the spot, thinking that the referee may have given him a little bit of a break, but the Cougar crowd reacts to it nicely, and Cougars keep this drive alive. That's a big first down as far as field position is concerned.
There you see the Cougar brain trust on the sidelines. Casey Dunn, the running back coach. Jason Gesser was trying to look like Gumby a little bit, waiting for the signal. He's stretching out, trying to make sure all the body parts were in the right spot.
He's not sure about what is that, and now he's going to go line of scrimmage. He was thinking about calling timeout, but he's going to go ahead and run it anyway, see what happens.
Still plenty of time on the play clock. They're going to get it to Dion Burnett. He tries to cut it back, finds a little bit of room, and he's hauled down at about the 31-yard line. D. Miller to make the stop out of Horn Lake, Mississippi.
Well, Dion's cutting it outside again, and I think if Casey Dunn was to grab him by the face mask and say, hey, turn this thing upfield, nice job on Ulbrich, but you see he could have picked up 4 more or 5 more yards going up the field, and he's starting to look to the sidelines to make the big run. Gets dragged down from behind, but not a bad job by the offensive line there.
Gain 7. Burnett now with 36 yards so far this evening. Cougars thought they'd be able to run it pretty well. Here's the reverse, the fake reverse. Gesser, the little toss to Burnett. Sneaks away outside as Quincy LeJay could not make the tackle in open field. And it's another Cougar first down. A little razzle-dazzle by Washington State.
Well, I was talking to Mike Levenseller and saying, hey, you know, it's the last game of the year. Going to do anything special, anything new? And he just kind of looks at me nonchalantly and says, oh, nothing you haven't seen before. Well, how about the fake reverse pull it down and throw what is basically a naked little screen to Dion Burnett and let him work the corner.
Well, one of the things that's interesting, the Cougs are practicing at the University of Hawaii and thought that the Rainbows might have been spying a little bit, so they actually practiced a couple of trick plays that they weren't planning on using. Trips to the right for Gesser. Burnett. That's Adam Hawkins, actually, who's stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
Well, he didn't need to get much. Cougars having a lot of trouble on short yardage situation. Not being able to create a seam for Adam Hawkins, who looks like he's going to go up over the top and then pulls it back down again. And just gets his legs taken out from under him, but he only got like a half a yard there, and he still needs another half a yard, so.
No gain really on the play. 2nd and 10 for Washington State. They have to get out to the midfield stripe to pick up the first down. Hawkins remains in the backfield. Little quick toss out. Zabetti the catch, and unable to elude the defender on the corner. Quincy Leger that time makes the open field tackle.
Well, you can run that little play action once, maybe twice, and get away with it, but now they've seen that fake the dive and hit the bubble screen out to the slot man, and they've reacted to that. They've seen it a couple times, and Leger does a nice job making the tackle. Senior corner.
So the Cougs face a 3rd and 10. They're 1 of 2 on 3rd downs. 7 minutes left in the football game's first quarter. Cougars have a 3-0 lead, trying to hang on to the football here. Gesser can run for it and slips. The Aloha Stadium turf got him at the 42.
Well, not a bad idea, though. Nobody's open. Instead of trying to force it just pull it down. Maybe make a move on Miller, the linebacker. Foot goes out from underneath him on this AstroTurf here at Aloha Stadium, and the Cougars are punt, but not a bad job getting some field position for Kareem Anderson.
Kareem gets it away. Garland makes the catch at the 23, tries to bounce it outside and has some room, lost the football. I think it went out of bounds. It's going to be Hawaii ball at the 38-yard line. So Jamal Garland out to the 38-yard line. Hawaii football when we come back. Cougs lead it by 3.
Doug gave it to Madeline. Edith gave it to Walter and Roy. Richard gave it to Earl. Dr. Marsh gave it to his patients. Have you got it yet? It's Juno, the internet service so simple to use, everyone is passing it along to their friends. But you don't have to wait. Just call this number today for your free software. With Juno, you don't have to be a computer whiz to get online. If you can do this, you can use the web. With Juno, anyone can send and receive email. Get the latest news, check stock prices, make travel reservations, all with free technical support. Your first month is free, and every month after that you'll save compared to America Online. It's that easy. Just call this number. Don't be the last one to get online. Juno, everybody's getting it. For your free month of Juno, call toll-free today.
Bud Namath, Cleet Casper, Paul Sorensen, Aloha Stadium just outside of Honolulu. In fact, you look out our back porch, you see Pearl Harbor. Plenty of history there, of course, coming up on December 7th. A fateful day. College basketball coming up on Monday night. Going to be a good one. The 25th ranked Gonzaga Bulldogs are 2-0. They'll take on Paul Graham, the new head coach of the Washington State Cougars. His squad is now 2-1, following a 70-65 win over the University of Idaho today. Matt Santangelo, Richie Fromm, Casey Calvary and the gang against Blake Pengelly, Jan Michael Thomas, and the Cougs. Washington State gets a career-high 15 points, 10 rebounds, a double-double for Mike Bush. Jan Michael Thomas led the way with 24 points, despite the fact he couldn't hit his bread-and-butter shot. He was just 1 of 8 from beyond the arc. The Cougars with the win over Idaho to improve to 2-1. Rainbow football at their own 37. Robinson out of the shotgun with Apatia Thompson in the backfield. Inside handoff to Thompson, and he's hauled down from behind by Austin Matson for Washington State. Going to be a gain of maybe a yard, depending on the spot.
Austin Matson comes down from his right end position. They had Harris Shannon Harris in there at 5'8", 152 pounds, and he was supposed to come over and seal that, and didn't have much of an effect on Austin, so a good job by...
Good look at the guy who's going to be back next year, a junior out of Cascade High School in Everett. 2nd and 9 for the Bows. Robinson guns it out. Dwight Carter makes his first catch of the day and quickly swarmed under. And I think he'll have the first down.
Pretty good throw and catch that time. The timing was perfect. That ball's in the air before Carter plants and gets his head snapped around, has to find it. He's got a little room that time. Marcus Trufant has been excellent so far today, but that's one that he'll give up.
Carter with a Hawaii record last week with those 208 yards, couple of touchdowns. He and Craig Stutzman each have 8 touchdown catches. The next one ties a Hawaii all-time record. First down, Rainbows at the 48-yard line. Just over 5 minutes left. First quarter, 3-0 Washington State. Harris is the motion man. And a little pressure. Robinson's going to have to run it. And decides wisely to dive. Gets into Cougar territory.
Well, that's the thing the Cougars want to do, though. If they can bring that quarterback's eyes down, get the pressure in his face, force Robinson to beat you with his feet, definitely something they'd like to try and get every time is have Robinson running the ball. You can see that he's well schooled in the Cleet Casper art form of going to the knees.
Avoid the hit. 2nd and 7 from the Cougar 49. First time Hawaii has moved into Washington State territory tonight. Robinson handles the low snap, guns the pass out, and it's incomplete. Boy, Lawan Gibbons had a break on the football and couldn't grab it. If he catches it, he's got 6 points.
He almost broke too early. Again, baiting Robinson to throw that ball up there and try to gun it in. And he got there just a heartbeat too early, and that allowed the receiver to kind of play him and play some defense, but you got to make that pick.
It's one of the things that's happened really to the Cougar defense this year. They've been in position a number of times, but unable to come up with the big interception. They have 9 interceptions so far this season.
3rd down now.
Rainbows 1 of 3, converting.
3 wides up at the top. They'll send Harris in motion. Zigging back out.
Robinson guns it, catch, but not enough for the first down. Stutzman the catch, but couldn't keep his feet. Gain of 3, so it'll be 4th and 4.
Trout not sure whether or not he's supposed to go out. Is very reminiscent of his punting style. He'll give you the hesitation, dribble, drive, and then root it out there with the Australian rules type of play. But this would be an excellent spot if you were going to fake it right here. Maybe try and cup up with something.
Henderson deep for the Cougars, sets up at the 10. Trout going to just go with a straight kick this time. And it's going to hit at the 5. It takes a great Hawaii bounce, and the Cougars are going to have horrible field position. Trout does his job, about a 41-yard kick. The Cougars are going to take over at their own 5-yard line. So the field position battle being won right now by Hawaii. Cougars with a 3-0 lead with 3:29 remaining in the first quarter. Down to the sidelines to Paul Sorensen.
Well, Bud, you and Cleet both know this. Cleet especially at quarterback, there are times and places to get down. One thing about Jason Gesser, he has been fearless, and it's got him hurt. The coaching staff has been working on him all week, saying when you get a chance, great play in the first down, but get your butt out of bounds so we have you for the whole game. Guys?
From the 5, Washington State. See if they can bang out some room on the ground. Burnett bounces it outside and gets out to about the 8, maybe the 9-yard line, depending on the spot. Play took a little while to develop.
Well, the offensive line actually is doing a pretty good job of controlling the front 7. Need to know where Obrick is and get a hat on him, but Dion Burnett has had some running lanes. They've had some opportunities that have been created just going straight at this Rainbow Warrior defense. Let's see if they can just punch out a first down here.
Burnett with 40 yards now on the evening, as he was able to get out to the 9. 2nd and 6. Same play. Nothing there this time. Might have got back to the original line of scrimmage. Might have lost about a half a yard. Nope, the spot's going to be at the 9.
Warren in there. Comes from his outside linebacker position. He's going to sneak inside, and there's Olbrich and Warren. Nowhere to run this time, so the defensive line wins that battle for the Rainbows. Sims in there is a big, wide body, and he'll take up a couple people in Greg McMackin's defense. They like to keep that middle linebacker free to make plays.
Cougs need to get out to the 15 to retain possession of the football. Gesser throws. Dion Taylor trying to come back, can't make the catch. Looked like the ball might have been hit as Gesser was delivering it.
Dion Taylor trying to come back to this football after fighting off the jam and was not able to get through there. And Jason Gesser, not a big, tall guy that can sit in that pocket, step up, and deliver it over the top. He said it looked like there he was telling him that he got hit by on the elbow as he's making this throw, and indeed he does. He comes off the block of Schwartz. That was Big Sims in the middle, so Cougs have to pound out of their end zone.
Off the side of Kareem Anderson's foot. Doesn't take a great Cougar bounce. It's going to be Hawaii football in Cougar territory at the 40-yard line. Only a 31-yard kick for the senior out of Phoenix. Hawaii with excellent field position with 1:57 left to play in this first quarter.
Well, Robinson will come on the field now with an excellent opportunity with the short porch. Very much like to get some points out of here. The Cougar defense been playing relatively soft. Haven't been coming with a lot of pressure and been content to sit back in the zone and let those little underneath routes happen without giving up the big one. Let's see if Coach June Jones elects to try and get one right off the bat.
Robinson, time, looking deep, throws it up for grabs, intercepted. Lamont Thompson has just tied the Cougar record for interceptions with his 14th of his career. Washington State has it at the 47 of Hawaii. First turnover of the game, and boy, did Robinson pay for it. Big. I don't know if that was Ing Aliaga or
I think
Eric
it was.
Goose who
watching
gave him
Aliaga here maintain his position. He's going to step up, and Curtis Holden also from the stop-by position gets in there, and Robinson makes a mistake, tries to force something to happen. And Lamont Thompson, as so many times in the past, just happens to be sitting there as the ball flutters into his hands. You see Robinson's that's just an ill-advised throw. Can't really even see who he's throwing to because he's getting his legs taken out from underneath him, and that's just a bad decision on his part, but Lamont Thompson loves it. Now the Cougars with the short porch. A lot more opportunity now for Jason Gesser to air it out.
Mike Price loves to go deep after a play like that. Gesser rolls. Hawaii was there. He guns it in. Almost gave it right back. That ball was dumped across, and Matt Paul had the chance, but the defensive lineman not used to trying to catch the football.
Matt Paul, also Olbrich, do not go at all for this play action. You see the play action going to the left, the two linebackers out on top. Jason is just getting pummeled also, and that's the second bad decision we've seen by a quarterback. Yep. Take the sack. Don't try to force it. It's easy from up here, but Cougars retain the ball, 2nd and 10.
Delay handoff, Burnett got running room. Dion close to the first down. He coughs up the ball. Hawaii says they have it. Let's see.
I think it was down.
No indication yet. One official says he's got a spot at the 38-yard line. Now they say Hawaii ball. So Burnett gains 9 yards, but then fumbles it. Tony Tuioti comes up with the recovery for Hawaii.
Well, let's see if he gets down on the ground or if it's stripped. Again, Olbrich ripping that thing out of there, and it indeed becomes loose. That's just a good play by the middle linebacker coming back after he was stuck inside, and Dion's just got to keep on hitting up in there hard, knowing that those guys are flying around, but that's just the breaks of the game. Good hard tackle by Olbrich. Springs that ball loose.
So twin turnovers. It's still 3-0 Washington State. We have 1.5 minutes to play. First quarter, Aloha Stadium. Thompson picks up about 5 before Seren Morong and Billy Newman make the stop. Morong, along with some other Cougars on the defensive side of the ball, named first team academic Pac-10. In fact, linebacker Steve Gleason earns that award as well, as does Grady Emerson and kicker Ryan Lindell, all first team, all Pac-10 academic.
Well, we see a little bit about what's going on with this Hawaii passing offense. They're very, very good. 335 yards per game. That's an amazing number. WSU, though, defensive against the pass has been a pretty good matchup here today so far.
Play fake. Robinson crushed as he gets rid of it. It's incomplete. Lamont Thompson had the coverage, and Robinson gets up swinging at Jesse Ratcliffe for Washington State.
Well, pretty gutty effort by Robinson to be staring Ratcliffe right in the face here. Ratcliffe doesn't go for the play action and sticks him right in the chest. And that really hurts when you're a quarterback, when you don't have those hands to fall forward on, when you go back and snap your head against the turf.
Rainbows have struggled. They've converted just 1 third down. They have a 3rd and 5 in this situation. They send 3 wide receivers to the left, the open side of the field, bottom of your screen.
Love to go to Stutzman here. He's the guy they like to shake loose.
He is the motion man this time. Guns it out, no chance whatsoever. Ashley Lilly, the intended receiver, but there was no chance, and Ing Aliaga with some pressure.
Well, a nice job on top also by Lawan Gibbons. And he's going to just kind of stride and softly lob that ball to the sidelines. That was one that he didn't stand tall and throw it confidently on. And if he did, I think Gibbons might have had another opportunity to knock it away. So Stroud will come back onto the try and punt one away. We'll see which style he uses this time.
High snap, but he hauls it down, kicks it straight away. Henderson calls for the fair catch, and we got a flag. I thought he gave him enough room, unless it was an illegal block on Washington State.
Boy, not sure. I think he might have called an illegal fair catch. That the Hawaii team is jumping around on the sidelines, though. Interesting late flag.
What is an illegal fair catch?
I'm guessing that interference.
Interference.
Yeah. I was trying to figure out what could be negative on the Cougars' standpoint, because not a lot was going on that looked bad, and in fact, interference is the call.
Violation on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty, first down.
That was pretty ticky-tack, to be honest with you. Let's take a look. June Jones doesn't like it.
Well, what June's complaining about is he thinks his guy gets blocked into it here, and there's no contact. That's a bad call. We'll give that one to June Jones and agree with him. He's a little hot about that, but not a big impact, only a 5-yarder. Cougars huddling on the sidelines, and I'll bring it out. Jason Gesser going to give it a try once more, with not bad field position.
Better than they've had in a while, really, since the opening possession. At their own 28. Half a minute to go in the first quarter from Aloha Stadium in Honolulu. 4 wide receivers, Burnett, a lone setback. Quick toss out. Nyan Taylor made the catch and is going to do a pretty good job, really, to get out to the 34. That ball was thrown so low, it was tough for him to really gather any momentum.
Well, that's a timing play all the way. You hope you can get out, chop the feet of the safety that's lined up over the slot, Nyan Taylor, and spring him to the outside. Again, just a long handoff here, and this one the nose kind of dives. Good job by Nyan digging it out, then getting as fast as he can to the sidelines before big old Obrick comes rumbling over there. But not a bad first down pickup. Gives you 2nd down and 4.
6 yards closer to Hugh Campbell. Burnett. They're stripping at the football, and he's only going to get 1.5 yards. Again, Mr. Ulbrich. I'm going to call him Mr. He's everywhere.
Good-looking player. Good upper body strength. And again, this defense that Coach McMatton has brought has improved dramatically over their performance last year. They're still giving up some points, giving up some yards, but they're winning football games, and that's what he wants these guys to do, is play hard for him.
The Mac attack getting it done. 15 minutes gone by. The Cougs lead Hawaii 3-0. You're watching Cougar football on Fox Sports 10, live from Hawaii.
La Nina continues to hammer.
Hey, Bob, it's Mike. I'm in Jamaica. Thanks again for that scratch ticket. Wow!
Scratch. Quite possibly the best gift ever. This was supposed to be an ad about a Moscow farmer named Jack Nelson, but it was harvest time. Jack's banker, Stan Workman, told us Jack's a busy man and that even if we could find him, he wouldn't have time for chit-chat. That's why Jack has an operating line of credit with Sterling Savings Bank, so he doesn't have to leave the field to apply for a loan, say whenever an implement wears out. Unfortunately, it wasn't until we finally caught up with Jack that we understood just how busy he was. He's coming back, right?
50 feet of rope. A question about drills. Lumber expertly cut. One trip to Eagle. Also, you can make him giggle. The way that permanently imprints itself on the inside of your eardrums. Eagle Hardware and Garden. More of everything.
Get your projects off the ground with Keller Ladders. Safe, reliable, quality Keller Ladders at guaranteed low prices every day at Eagle.
If you won the lottery, would you become the connoisseur of fine wines? Or would you become the winemaker? What's your dream?
Washington State leads Hawaii 3-0 at the end of the first quarter here at Aloha Stadium in Honolulu. Good crowd on hand. Few empty seats in the upper section of the upper deck. Take a look at those first quarter numbers, and Washington State, as we expected, Cleat, many more yards on the ground, but Hawaii only 43 yards through the air that first quarter.
Yeah, you got to credit the defense for the Washington State Cougars doing a good job bottling up this run and shoot offense. They played it very well, and now it's up to the offense to put together a little bit of drive, give the defense a break. They've been out in the field quite a bit, but we're coming into this game expecting a high-powered type of show, and so far the defenses have played quite well. So see if Jason Gesser can get the Cougars into the end zone.
Cougs need about 3 yards for the first down, maybe a long 2. Dion Burnett has rushed for almost 50 yards in that first quarter, while Jason Gesser 4 of 8 for 23 yards.
Well, this is a nice little play call here because you've got the option of the quick, conservative, control passing game, but you can also blast away with Burnett. Let's see what Mike Price wants to do. Great time to throw up top, though.
Hawaii had a lot of guys in the box. Quick toss out to Corey Scott, the tight end, and he makes the catch, and that'll be enough for a first down for Washington State.
Well, it wasn't real pretty, but it got the job done. It looked like Jason had a little trouble getting that ball out from center and getting it up quick and popping it up to Corey Scott, and Corey then fought it and kind of trapped it against his body, but rolled forward for the first down. So good effort. Those conversions are really important, especially on a muggy kind of evening where you've been practicing and all week in the heat. Nice to give the defense a rest. Out of the shotgun with 5 wides. Menke in the slot up top. Likes to run those little option routes. Look for him.
Here comes the pressure. Gesser will step up and run it, and has room. And gets sandwiched near midfield. Matt Paul makes the stop. Let's go down to Paul Sorensen on the sidelines.
You know, Cleat talks about how nice some of the people throw footballs in terms of quarterbacks. Gesser's pass right now is kind of ugly, to say the least. It's not that tight spiral, and that has a lot to do with the throwing hand. He's coming off that fractured and dislocated thumb. It's still not 100%, and you know, Cleat, you can relate from experience that if you can't grab that ball and throw it the way you want to throw it, it's going to come out there ugly. So that's something we got to keep our eye on as the game progresses. Fellas?
You see Jason there just kind of twicking that little right-hand thumb, and absolutely right. If you can't get the feel, that thumb is all important, but been getting it in the right spots lately.
Interesting to go out of the shotgun on 2nd and inches, and here goes Gesser again. Can he get outside? Gets away from Paul, and he's going to try to take it out of bounds. There's a late hit. Boy, I'm surprised there's no flag there. Quincy Leger closing on Gesser. And it looked like Gesser was out of bounds when Leger gave him a not-so-kindly shove. But it is a Cougar first down.
Well, this is the kind of thing that Mike Price is looking for, some type of catalyst on offense. Nothing open downfield. Let's jitterbug outside. Paul misses him. That's something that the Cougars haven't had all year since Gesser has been lost after that Arizona game. You see goes pile driving into the bench on the sidelines, but you like that gutty effort. Teammates love that. If you pop back up after making a play and say, that can't hurt me, I'm invincible.
First down at the Hawaii 45.
Sees the blitz, looks like he's calling it off.
Quick toss out, and the catch made, no gain whatsoever. Played well by Shondell Tucker. Sophomore out of Bourbon Day in LA made the stop.
It's a long throw out there. That ball is in the air enough where Shondell has a chance to fight off the block of Williams and make the play there. And just tough a lot of times to get that ball out from underneath center and get it in position to throw it quickly enough. You don't have a lot of heat on it.
That might have been Sean DeCamera who made the catch, who was a walk-on senior from Hawaii.
Mike always does a great job of making sure the guys that have worked hard, maybe haven't got as much prime time playing, get in front of their folks.
I think we're going to have a false start on Washington State. Looked like there was a little bit of movement on the left side of the Cougar line. Just the second penalty on the Cougars.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense, 5-yard penalty. Bill, second down.
Frank White is our referee. Working this one. Mike Price sneaking out to talk to his quarterback.
Been very, very conservative as far as the play calling, and you can expect that. Quarterback who hasn't, unfortunately, had as many reps during a game-type situation. Mike just wants to build his confidence, build his feeling of what Jason Gesser does best. 5 wide receivers, Gesser underneath the center.
Pump fake. Here comes pressure. Spins away from one tackler. They got him with the towel at midfield. Louis Fuga out of Waipahu nearby, the freshman, able to get the first pressure, then Yafet Warren with the stop on Jason Gesser.
Jason with a little pump fake. Correa barreling down on top of him, and then he runs into trouble, and here's the towel. Jason's trying to keep his pants up right there as the towel is tied on to the belt. And unfortunately, the towel is not a tearaway towel, otherwise he might have got a couple there, but 3rd down and 15, out of the shotgun. Here's a spot where I love the draw to Dion Burnett. Get him thinking pass.
Gesser going to be sacked. Guess who? Jeff Ulbrich with the first sack of the day, Jason Gesser. The Cougs are going to have to punt it away.
Well, you watch Dion Burnett in the backfield. He's going to come up and block nobody, and that's his guy right there. I can guarantee it. He's looking at Jason going, sorry. But he stepped up, and there was some confusion in the blocking scheme. I think that was his guy, Kareem Anderson, and he comes on to punt.
It was the old lookout block. Anderson, a better kick. This is a high driving kick. Garland will fumble it. Hawaii Cougars have it at the 21-yard line. Big Rob Meyer comes up with the football for Washington State, the senior. The second turnover by Hawaii, and Washington State has great field position.
Well, the nose of this football, when it's punted, doesn't turn over, and it's one of the toughest catches when it's hit so high like that into the air and doesn't turn over. It almost feels like it's coming away from you, and you can see that doesn't get his hands extended and then takes a shot here by Sarong. Great job there by keeping the ball loose, and I think Big Rob Meyer comes flying over the top. So Jason Gesser in offense in a great spot. 3 wides up top.
Gesser looking deep, guns it out into traffic, intercepted. Second time today when Hawaii turns it over, the Cougs turn it right back. Quincy Lejay has his 7th interception of the season. That ball thrown into traffic, and Marcus Williams couldn't hang on.
Well, he's lucky it's not picked originally, because there's Lejay right in front, and then he has the tip and gets his hands under it. So a big play by the Hawaii defense after the Cougars had an excellent shot at getting some more points on the board. So the defense has to run on, and unfortunate turn events. Cougars giving the ball up too easily.
Great catch by Quincy Lejay to corral that football before it hit the turf. Robinson on 1st and 10. Good handoff. first down.
Gives that ball to Weaver, who sprints out
Weaver
off the left side, and the Cougars looked a little flat there, expecting something up the gut, a little counter action. Watch him cave down the left side. Just a good job pulling around the corner and getting the block on the linebacker Emerson, and need a little bit more help from the safety coming up earlier, but a nice bit of blocking on the left side. We talked about the running game for the Rainbows, not really prolific, but they do a good job that time. Robinson now in the shotgun again. Got 3 wides, trips down low.
As you expect, Cougars leading the ground game. Hawaii trying to mount something through the air. Comeback pass. It is caught by Ashley Lilly, but he's going to lose 2 yards on that play.
Well, Robinson just kills his wide receiver, Lilly, here. They're running a wide receiver screen, and usually when you throw the screen, you like to have a little touch on it, but you're throwing it to a running back who's maybe only 5 or 10 yards away. Here, he lobs it out to the wide receiver, and it takes about 5 years for that ball to come down, and the Cougars have too much team speed on defense to let that happen.
10 minutes left in the first half. Surprisingly, a low-scoring game. 3-0 Washington State with the lead. Remember, Hawaii scored 48 last week against Navy. Here's Weaver again. Finds running room. First down, Hawaii. Avion Weaver tackled finally by Billy Newman. Cougs keying on the pass, and Weaver's been able to rush twice for first downs.
Just allowing Rob Meyer to come up the field, and the Cougars only have 2 linebackers in the game right now, Morong and Curtis Holden. Billy Newman is up in his nickelback linebacker position, but it's really a 2 linebacker idea, and Newman's out of the play. Good bit of running that time by Weaver. Thompson was pretty ineffective in his carries, but Weaver's shown some ability to get the ball north and south.
Robinson guns it out, short hops it. Trying to get it out to DC. Hawaii has not thrown it that well so far tonight, but as you can see, they are number 2 in the nation. Louisiana Tech, Tim Rattay leading the way. They lost to USC yesterday. Hawaii is number 2, and the Cougars traditionally up in the upper echelons and down a little lower than they normally are this year at number 36.
Well, Robinson, I think, is a little bit confused about what he's seeing. June Jones been pretty proud of his quarterback, and he's been very, very consistent all year long, having a number of plus 400-yard passing games, but he looks confused. He's not throwing the ball with a lot of zip on it, a lot of confidence.
Just 6 of 17 for 42 yards. Guns this one, and it's well off the mark. Is that just a missed throw or a misread, Fleet?
Well, I think the Cougars are coming up and playing good man-to-man coverage on his guys, and like we talked about, they're bumping them a little bit, throwing them off their routes. The timing's been disrupted, and Robinson right now is out of sync.
Keep in mind, Hawaii struggled against USC. That was the first game of the season. They went on a tear after that, but perhaps a little Pac-10 phobia as well.
Nice job by June Jones actually calling Robinson over to the sidelines. Hey, come here, settle down, hit him in the chest. Don't try to make it pretty. Just drill the ball, throw the ball where you need to.
Rainbows, as you saw, 1 of 5 on 3rd downs. June Jones, a finalist for National Coach of the Year. He'd get my vote. Robinson guns it into traffic. Lilly the catch, and it's a first down. Ran a very nice route. Got just enough to get the first down.
Grady Emerson comes up in his linebacker position. You see Robinson going to the sidelines here, but Grady Emerson comes up, fakes blitz, runs back to his hook zone, and just had to stop and come back and plant. Wasn't able to get into that little hook zone there. That time, Robinson stepped and delivered the ball like he has been this year with a little bit of oompa on it. So nice job that time by Robinson to step strong in the pocket and throw the ball.
Bill Doba, the Cougar defensive coordinator. Mike Walker in the background there. Walker coaches the defensive tackles. Weaver, the inside handoff. Meyer got a hand on him to slow him down, and Weaver's going to get about 3 yards. The officials were blowing the whistles pretty quickly that time.
That time Rob Meyer doesn't get upfield as far and doesn't get caught with the little lookout block. You see Weaver's numbers so far, and Cougars know his numbers now. Second down, though. Got 4 out of it as the pile moved forward.
2nd and 6 from the midfield stripe. 3 wide receivers to the left. Cougs show blitz. Here they come. Weaver bounces it outside. Going to be a little shy of the first down marker. Cougs came with the blitz inside. Weaver was able to bounce it outside.
Well, he does a good job just making what he can out of this. You see Ratcliffe comes on, he takes the block inside. Just got turned enough where that corner was opened up.
So 3rd and 1 here. What do you like here, Coach Casper?
Well, I got to believe they're going to give the ball to Weaver. He's been getting it done and has been running well behind his pads. No tight end in the ball game. Come up under center.
A quarterback sneak, maybe?
They need a little bit too much for quarterback sneak.
Weaver, I don't know. Got a pretty good spot, and I think it will be a first down.
Got a great spot. I think the officials are going to give him this one. It looked like he had his back to the line of scrimmage, got turned. And
that's why I didn't think the football got that far.
A lot of times the referee will just mark where your progress was and not necessarily where the ball is. You see Weaver just coming up with the top, but he gets turned. And yeah, that's had enough yardage for the first down. Didn't need to get that much. Just got 1. The drive stays alive. So now at the Cougar 44-yard line, another great spot on the football field to try a shot deep to Carter.
10th play of the drive coming up for the Rainbows. Their longest possession of the evening with 7:20 left in the first half. 3-0 Washington State. Weaver again. You heard the collision as Lamont Thompson came up to make the stop, but the Rainbows are running it well right now. Wonder if that's happened this year. 4 straight running plays by Hawaii.
Well, pretty good job. Again, the delayed draw, running behind the big offensive lineman, Noah, and he is a good player. Look at the block. You can't even see Ratcliffe in the picture there, but Coach Jones says that Noah's got a few more downs in him in the next league, and he showed it there. He can move, got a big 6'5", 315-pound body, and does a nice job coming around and making a pick.
2nd and 3. Robinson going deep. Trufant breaks it up, almost picked it off. And this time big Eric Booz with a greeting for Dan Robinson. Boy, Marcus Trufant is playing well. Let's go down to the sidelines to Paul Sorensen.
Interesting, June Jones is no dummy. He's been around the block a few times. He sees Washington State in a nickel package, which means the Cougars are taking a linebacker out, and they're putting an extra defensive back in there, and they're attacking it with a run. And so far on this drive, it's paid off, fellas.
So 3rd and 3 now. Has the run with Weaver worked well enough for June Jones to go back to it on 3rd and 3, or do you go to your bread and butter, the short passing game?
Weaver's been running the ball awful well, and again, the Cougars coming up and showing blitz.
Here they come. Robinson dropped. D.C. Carter doesn't drop many, but he did that time. This might be a spot where Hawaii goes for it. Too long for a field goal, and you would think too long for a field goal, but perhaps they're going to give it a try. No, it's Shroud who comes in.
Boy, not much to be gained. You got to be pretty accurate. You see the ball just a little bit behind Carter. Here comes Earl Riley right in the face, and that takes some guts. That's a very catchable ball. They needed that one, did the Rainbows, for keep that drive alive.
Keep an eye on Shroud here.
Yeah, Cougars are back in the safe. Only 4 men, now 5 on the line of scrimmage, thinking fake all the way. May just try to draw him off. Nope, they're going to let it go.
Shroud last time knocked it down inside the 5. This one hanging up and into the end zone. 37-yard punt by Shroud. Cougars will have the football at their own 20. 6:16 left for Mike Price and his Washington State Cougars. Surprisingly low-scoring game. 3-0 Cougs on Fox Sports Net.
Stay tuned to receive your free trial version of America's #1 accounting software for small business.
Okay, folks, here's your business cards, letterhead, and my invoice.
How did you create this invoice?
With QuickBooks accounting software, I called the toll-free number and got a free trial version.
Wish I had time to learn new software.
It takes no time. Answer a few simple questions and QuickBooks tailors itself to your business automatically. And if you can write a check, you can use QuickBooks. QuickBooks makes it easy to see who owes you money and how much you owe. It also does invoicing, payroll, and inventory. Plus, you get customizable reports and graphs that puts you in control of your business.
To try QuickBooks free, call 1-800-650-7481 for your free trial version. Or, if you also need time tracking, estimating, and project costing, then try QuickBooks Pro. Either trial is yours free for calling 1-800-650-7481.
Catch Fox Sports Net football news weeknights at 6.
Bud Namick and Clint Casper upstairs here at Aloha Stadium with Washington State leading Hawaii 3-0, 6:16 left in the first quarter. Cougar football at their own 20 following the Rainbow punt. Weeknights at 7 o'clock, don't miss Northwest Sports Tonight. In depth with local athletes from the preps to the pros. See more of what's going on with the Seahawks, the Sonics, the Blazers, and all of your Northwest Pac-10 teams. And high school news this time of year. Northwest Sports Tonight, weeknights at 7 on Fox Sports Net with my friend Tom Glasgow. Let's go down to the sidelines once again to Paul Sorensen.
Well, this Rainbow defense has been getting after it. Why? Jeff Ulbrich, number 44, the MAC linebacker. Last week against Navy, 19 tackles, school record. He had 151 tackles coming into this game, a school record. He's the Steve Gleason of this football team for Hawaii. He's only 6 foot, but he's 245 pounds. And when he gets there, he delivers a blow. Fellas?
Yes, he does. 6 tackles already tonight. Seems like he's been involved in even more. And what a shame for Steve Gleason not to be able to play in the Apple Cup other than a play last week and not be able to play at all today. Dion Burnett has some running room and has a first down. Nate Jackson came up and made the stop on Burnett, gain of 11.
Nice job. The entire left side, too, Jay. Doing a real nice job on the defensive line. And that time, Dion made sure he had that football wrapped up. I'd love to see the screen pass to Dion. It was very effective against the Huskies, and would love to see Ulbrich get caught up in the middle there with some of his stunts and spring the screen pass out to Dion.
12th carry of the night for Burnett, and not much there. It looked like he kind of tripped on his own feet as he hit the 31-yard line. Burnett needs a big night to get to 1,000 yards, 877 coming in, and he has 62. And 1 touchdown away from tying the Cougar single-season rushing touchdown record.
Gesser had a little trouble with the snap. Let's see if he gets it a little more cleanly. There's the screen.
Good block. Oh, how did Burnett get tripped up there? Quincy LeJay got the hand in. It looked like big Ryan Raymond was out there to throw the key block.
Just a great play. You see the linebacker LeJay come up and just avoid the block altogether, ran around it, used his quickness, and then got the shoestring tackle to save a pretty good gain there, but they had it set up perfectly.
Numbers are not big for Jason Gesser, 7 of 12 for just 29 yards, and of course the 1 interception. And he's got to call timeout here. Not sure of the play call or the personnel. Not sure what Jason Gesser is pointing towards.
Well, he was looking down in the north end zone, and the clock, for whatever reason, hadn't reset or something along those lines, and so he was complaining to the official. He didn't know how much time was left. The one behind him, however, was operational.
The clock, 4:44.
We're going to move the game clock to 4:44 and reset the play clock so the Cougars won't have to use the timeout. Although with the 4:44 left in the half, it wouldn't be a killer if they use their first timeout here.
This is a situation, 3rd down and long, where I like to see Jason in the shotgun formation. It gives him the chance to see the defense, see what they're throwing at him, and indeed they go to shotgun. This gives him a little better ability to find out where they're coming from.
And here they come. And it's a Cougar first down to Paul Menke out at the 48-yard line. So Gesser and Menke produced the Cougar first down.
Good job by the offensive line, buying Gesser enough time, and this time he steps up into the pocket, sees the play open up in front of him, and does a nice job of reacting to the reads that are given him, finding the guy, and delivering the football where he can catch it. Nice catch by Paul Menke.
Longest pass play of the night for Washington State. First down, Burnett into Hawaii territory. He's knocked down at the Bow 49.
Almost like to see Washington State come out with a 2 tight end alignment just to see if they can change up things a little bit and get a hold of Olbrich. He's running around out there without anybody really getting a hat on him, and I'd like to at least see the mentality maybe, hey, we're going to go blast away at you a couple times with our big tight ends.
We haven't seen much of the tight ends tonight other than that little catch by Corey Scott.
5 wides, and Gesser's going to come up underneath center. Possible quarterback draw out of this formation.
Oh, dangerous pass intended for Colin Henderson, as Quincy Leger, who's been in the middle of a lot, had a chance at that football.
Well, Leger's got great quickness, and he reads this right away. At first, he's going to beat the block of Nyan Taylor, and then he's going to take a shot maybe at this football. And you can see Nyan Taylor knew that he'd been beaten, was looking up very anxiously.
Quincy Leger out of the same hometown as Steve Birnbaum, Chino Hills. If you're just tuning in, wondering why Jason Gesser is there, he got the start tonight. Steve Birnbaum injured his neck in practice on Wednesday.
Third down again out of the shotgun. This gives Jason the time to look around, see what's coming, and they're coming.
Here they come. There he goes. Threw it over the head of Paul Menke. Not sure if it was over the head of Menke or short for Colin Henderson.
Just got a little jittery in there. The coaches up in the booth here are going to see maybe a halftime adjustment, is that Dion Burnett is swinging out of the backfield on those plays out of shotgun, and he's just being left alone. It's something that maybe the Cougs can get him back in like a swing pass type of formation and let him work the corner.
Ball was fumbled on the punt last time. Here's the kick by Kareem. It is very high, and it'll be caught at the 5. Nyan Taylor can't make the tackle, but the Cougs get a quick tackle. I believe that was Seren Morong. Might have been Adam Hawkins as well. Hawkins or Morong with the stop inside the 5. Hawaii football when we come back. Cougs lead it 3-0.
Clearview, Washington is Ford country.
When I was assigned to the Clearview Fire Department, I didn't know I was going to work in Ford country. I mean, over 20 guys drive Ford trucks here. And when they found out I didn't drive one, well, they sent me some subtle messages.
Hey, man, nice truck.
Oh, thanks. So I got myself a new F-150 with the Triton V8, and with the 3.9 financing, I saved over $2,300 in interest.
Ford country.
Things are a lot better now.
Ford trucks outselling Dodge and Chevy combined in Clearview and all over the Northwest.
Get tired. Get tired, you gotta push yourself. Okay, you get tired, you're going hard, it's fourth quarter. Somebody gotta make a play. All right, so what you gotta do, you can't be tired. You gotta keep rhythm, you gotta stay strong, you gotta stay determined. You can't get tired. You played 38 minutes, your hands are tired, you gotta make that move, you're short, your shot's getting a little short, you gotta keep coming there, get those lanes up and jump up every time. Put that sucker in the hole.
3 minutes, 14 seconds left in a very low-scoring first half. Cougars on top 3-0 over Hawaii. Bud Namick, Clete Casper, Paul Sorensen live from Aloha Stadium in Honolulu. Thursday night at 7, Seattle Supersonics and the Golden State Warriors get started with Sonic Tip-Off. See what's happening around the NBA. Up-to-date scores and highlights. Check in with Sonic players for the inside scoop. Then the game with the Warriors gets underway Thursday night, 7 o'clock Pacific. Check your local listings for availability in your area on Fox Sports Net. How about those Sonics? Off to a great start, 10-3 so far. Let's go down to the sidelines to Paul Sorensen.
Well, the Rainbows have had a pretty good offensive year this year, running this offense, spread them out and get after it. But if you don't have guys blocking up front, you're in trouble. They have two of the better ones in the country. Number 63, Clem, 6'4", 312 pounds. And number 71, Noah, 6'5", 316. Both are seniors, both expected to be drafted in the National Football League. Keep your eye on them. They're good ones.
They've been doing a nice job for Avion Weaver, who's in the backfield now. with Dan Robinson as they start from their own 6. Here's Weaver trying to find a little room, slips a tackle, gets out to the 10-yard line.
Weaver does a good job just sticking his head in behind his big guard Clem and finds a little bit of a seam. You see Billy Newman. We talked about the Cougars stopping the pass so far, and part of the reason that Weaver's getting a little bit of opportunity to run is because of the two linebacker alignment. Emerson, Curtis Holden, the 2 linebackers in there, Billy Newman, the nickel DB.
Weaver's done a nice job, 7 carries, 46 yards. Robinson steps up, guns it deep, and Lamont Thompson, the only guy who's got anywhere near a chance. Good coverage by Washington State on Dwight Carter with Earl Riley and Lamont Thompson both there.
Lamont not fooled at all. Had that one read all the way, and he was the guy that had any chance, but that ball was zipped down the field pretty good.
That 14th interception earlier tonight, tying Richard Reed for the Cougar school record. And he has a whole other season to try to own that one himself. Robinson struggling, 7 of 21 with an interception for just 53 yards.
Hawaii crowd trying to get this offensive football team started. Trying to get them going here with a little applause. 3rd down and about 6.
Robinson, a little pressure, trying to buy time, guns it incomplete. Well, I don't think he had a chance at all of getting that ball over to Craig Stutzman. Curtis Holden was there. Rainbows are going to have to punt from their own end zone.
The thing it does also stops the clock by throwing that one into the dirt there effectively, and a nice job by the Cougar defense. And Coach Doba giving his guys a hand, Mike Walker giving his guys a hand as Robinson gets a little lecture, but Trout now will have to punt from about halfway into the end zone. This will be an opportunity to run it back, although he does have the wind behind him. Colin Henderson back for the Cougs on his own 48, 47-yard line.
Good snap. Trout boots it out of there and gets a good kick away. Kind of knuckles, and Henderson will make the catch and not able to slip slide the tackle. Sean Butts making the stop for Hawaii. It's Cougar football with 2:13 left to play in the half. Good field position. They're up 3-0.
Now available for the first time ever on home video, the best of the Dean Martin Celebrity Roasts.
What a night. Who are we honoring?
Jokes, jabs, insults, and put-downs. That's what made these roasts hilarious and makes this tape a must-have for your video library.
Johnny Carson is a comedian who is seen every night in millions of bedrooms all over America. And that's why his last wife left him.
This tape features over 50 stars and over 100 minutes of the funniest, most outrageous laughs ever seen on television.
How sweet it is.
She wants to dye her hair back to its original color, but she can't remember it.
It takes many years to be a great comedian. Sure does. You ain't reached that year yet.
You know, some performers never have a night like this. Those are the lucky ones.
Call now to order the best of the Dean Martin Celebrity Roasts for only $19.95. It's not sold in any store, so call and order right now.
The Bull Riding Beauty, Sunday at 9 on Fox Sports Net.
Well, welcome back to Aloha Stadium here in Honolulu, Hawaii. What a beautiful night, 3-0 Washington State over Hawaii. The one thing the Cougars have not been able to do this year, and the reason they've only won 2 football games, turnovers. They've given up a lot of them, but they have not taken advantage of the turnovers when they get them. Tonight, twice. Turnovers by the defense. The Cougars come back within 2 plays and turn it back. Something to think about, Bud and Cleet.
Hey, Paul. We got Paul Sorensen. We've got the wind up here quite a bit. Is it windy on the field?
Yeah, it's kind of swirling down here. It's a good crowd. But it's really more of a swirling wind. I don't know how it is up top in the great seats, but it's pretty good down here.
All right. Cougs will operate into that wind as the fans, you can see the wind up above on the stadium rim, and we're up high enough where we really feel that. But again, down on the field level, you don't see the flags on the uprights really flopping around. Some of the Rainbow fans, some of the Coug fans. There you see the wind is kicked up a little bit down there now.
Well, great opportunity for Washington State to go in and get some more points on the board here. 2 minutes, 13 seconds left.
Dion Burnett, nowhere. Nice job by the interior of the defensive line and Robert Kempfert, a backup linebacker. helping make the stop for the Rainbows.
Love to see Washington State now come back with the play action off that and bootleg Jason Gesser out maybe to the wide side of the field, make something happen, buy some time. But perhaps that's what Mike was doing with that particular call, is trying to set up this next play here, which ain't going to happen because they're going to run out of the shotgun. So much for play action out of that one back.
Unless they run a little UCLA play action. Gesser. Second time he's been sacked. Tony Tuioti out of Santa Ana, California, the senior, gets the sack.
Well, nobody open. And again, a couple times seen the quarterbacks force it, trying to make something happen when it just isn't there, and it just ain't there right now.
Smart move by Hawaii to call timeout, figuring that if they hold the Cougars here and Washington State has to punt, Hawaii might have enough time to move down the field. They haven't shown it so far tonight, but they have a quick strike offense.
Well, the big unknown for them has been Garland down there catching the punts, that he made the mistake that forced him into bad field position, catching the ball down within the 10-yard line, and then fumbled a one away, luckily for the Rainbows. Gesser threw the pick immediately after. Now Mike Price and Jason Gesser are trying to figure out, what's the play that's going to work, what's the formation, what can we do to take advantage of what has become a re-energized Hawaii Rainbow Warrior defense.
Stanford heads to the Rose Bowl off of a victory over Notre Dame, 40-37 the final. We're going to have a bunch of scores for you at halftime, so stay tuned for that.
Mike, still trying to feel where Jason is comfortable. What are the types of plays, what are the type of situations, as you see some Cougar gold cheese heads up in the crowd. Hawaiians are probably wondering, what the heck is that?
They're not from Green Bay, are they? Some of the fans are saying. And looks like the blue shirt there, one of the Aliaga brothers who was out visiting practice earlier this week. Watching younger brother Ing on the defensive line for Washington State. Minute 23 left in the half. Hawaii using their first timeout.
Long timeout is the Cougars really don't want to make a mistake here. They've done a pretty good job staying in the football game. They haven't scored a lot of points, but their defense seems to be in control of things. And what Mike doesn't want to do is have a turnover, give up field position. Let's do something that's maybe fairly conservative here. I'd love to see, again, the draw, the quarterback draw, as a different little wrinkle that takes advantage. There you see the passing yards, and obviously Jason Gesser's been pulling the ball down and running quite a bit with it.
Haven't thrown it long upfield at all. 3rd and 16 now from the 42. 3 of 8 on 3rd down, and this is a long one. They empty the backfield. Gesser rolls out to buy a little time. Here it's long for Marcus Williams, and he can't hang on. He was sandwiched between a couple of Rainbow defenders, and that ball floated a little bit outside.
Well, that one might have been the thumb, maybe not full strength, that he's rolling out to the side trying to buy time. And this one gets caught up in the wind, and actually Marcus trying to make a tough catch, circling around behind to keep those toes in, but not able to use his height and go up and jump over the top. Kareem Anderson will punt into the wind.
His 5th of the night. And another good one. This is a great punt. High, drives Garland back to the 11. And look at the tackle by Nyan Taylor. The ball comes loose. There's a penalty flag. It's going to be Hawaii ball. Nobody was blocking in the area after that 48-yard kick. I would have to imagine they're going to call Nyan Taylor for not giving enough room.
Boy, that looked like he had caught the ball, had plenty of room to make 1 or 2 steps after he caught the ball, and then Nyan Taylor drilled him, but they are going to call interference, and they're calling that one awful tight tonight.
Yeah, they sure are.
Cougar fans right down there in that corner of the end zone don't like it. You'll see here goes Garland way back, makes the catch, 1-2 steps, and then gets drilled, and that flag was thrown. Here's a better angle of it. Here's the catch. Is Nyan Taylor within 2 yards? I don't think so.
The receiver was retreating, and it's as though the official wasn't taking note of that. Ball on the 15 with 1:07 left, and Hawaii has 2 timeouts. This is the type of situation, Cleat, that the run and shoot is supposed to be able to do well in. Let's see.
Cougars fairly soft on the corners. Gibbons and Trufant giving up 8 yards on the corner.
Well, they go conservative and give it to Weaver, and Weaver's going to get out to about the 23-yard line, but the clock will continue to roll, and the crowd getting a little restless because it looks like Hawaii's going to be content to go into the locker room trailing 3-0.
Semi-hurry-up offense as they spot the ball, and Robinson will operate out of shotgun. Weaver right next to him.
Again, the give to Weaver, and Curtis Holden with a big collision, and that just may be the final play of the half. The Cougars are going to have the football to start the second half because they kicked off to Hawaii to start this game. They have not started the play clock, so that indeed is going to be the final play of the half. Nope, they're going to have to snap it once. There's a 1-second differential.
Curtis Holden with a nice stick that time. Weaver is forced to cut that thing up into the middle and paid for it a little bit. Now the bell ringing as he goes into the locker room. Here's an opportunity where Robinson can just fling one down the field. Only 7 seconds, probably 5 seconds when he gets the snap. Nope, they're going to hand it off. Weaver, well, you can hear the crunch at the 25-yard line, and that will end the first half. A very, very surprising turn of events. Washington State got a field goal from Ryan Lindell from 41 yards on their first possession of the half, and that has been it. Mike Price's squad has outscored June Jones 3-0 in a defensive struggle, and you can see the wheels turning right there in the head of the candidate for Coach of the Year, June Jones, as his Rainbows trail Washington State 3-0 at the half. We are live in Honolulu on Fox Sports Net.
La Nina continues to hammer.
Hey, Bob, it's Mike. I'm in Jamaica. Thanks again for that scratch ticket. Wow!
Scratch. Quite possibly the best gift ever.
Sink costs less than expected. Tiles lower than budgeted. Everything with a 10% low price guarantee. All so I could create a place where money doesn't matter. Eagle Hardware and Garden. More of everything.
For kitchen and bath fixtures that leave a lasting impression, trust Moen. You'll find the complete line of quality Moen faucets at guaranteed low prices every day at Eagle.
See Doug. Doug is a sterling banker. See the guys from Advanced Transportation. They make Vision recumbent bikes. See Doug help the guys from Advanced Transportation go from a 2-car garage in the U District to a large Seattle factory in just a few years. Go guys, go. See Vision become the #1 recumbent bike in the country. See Doug stay right there with them every step of the way. Go, Doug, go. Doug?
Wrap it up back here. All right, listen up. This is our biggest season, and you guys are ready. We're going to take on the rain, the ice, the snow, and we're going to be winners. Let's roll out there, and let's do it.
The Tire Factory has all your winter needs. Studded tires, tire chains, easy-on-the-road studless tires, batteries, and more at over 100 Tire Factory locations.
Let's go, let's go. You need to deflate a few pounds, son.
The Tire Factory. It's as easy as...
Coach Shanahan? Coach?
Yes.
So, still keep an eye on college recruiting?
Of course.
Really?
Sit down, boy.
What do you know about Billy Lowell? Well, he's a blue-chip wide receiver, 6'3", 220, 32 TDs last season.
Well, we all know that.
He runs a 4.3 40, doesn't want a red shirt. He's a Libra, likes burritos, no beans, and he's got a pet snake named Willie.
There's only one place to get the deepest recruiting coverage. GoPokes.com. Powered by Rivals.com.
The rain, the snow, the ice, tough weather needs tough traction. At Les Schwab, we've just made the largest special purchase of snow tires in our company's history. We're passing the savings on to you. In traction, our best selection ever. All seasons to all tracks. Winter tracks, HK1, Snowflex. For a studded tire alternative, ask about the Observe. To save time and money, Les Schwab Snow Wheels. If you need them, quick fit tire chains, batteries, Les Schwab's XHD. Winter driving starts at the Les Schwab side.
If you won the lottery, would you become the connoisseur of fine wines? Or would you become the winemaker? What's your dream?
Tomorrow on Fox Sports Net.
3-0 Washington State at the half here in Honolulu as the Cougs lead the Hawaii Rainbows. And yeah, we had a picture-perfect day here today in Honolulu. We actually had a little bit of rain pop in once in a while. Good look at the Royal Hawaiian on the left of your screen, the pink building that's now out. Unbelievable the growth here in Waikiki. And a lot of Cougar fans made the visit. Come check out the Cougs and enjoy a little traditional Thanksgiving turkey on Thursday. The University of Hawaii Marching Band entertaining at halftime. And Clete Casper, I think if you talk to any of the people in the stands here right now, they're stunned by the fact that it's 3-0 at the half. Last week, 48-41, Hawaii defeats Navy, and here it is 3-0 at the half tonight.
Other end of the spectrum tonight, these are two teams that see this kind of offense every day in practice, and they play very well against each other. The spread offense, the 5 wide receivers, those things that they've been seeing today, and the defense on both sides of the ball, both the Bows and the Cougars, have really dictated and stopped any type of consistency that's been going on the offensive side of the football.
Washington State's offense has been fairly conservative. Dion Burnett's been able to run it. The throwing has been primarily of the flare and the short out pass. Will the Cougar coaches open it up a little bit more with Jason Gesser in the second half, or do they wait until if and when Hawaii takes a lead to do that?
Well, I think what they're going to see is that Jason has the best opportunity to operate out of the shotgun. It's where he's been most effective. Let's cross it up a little bit with the draws and the screens, but the defensive secondary of both teams, especially the Cougar secondary, has basically shut out the wide receivers. So it's going to take good throws and good composure back in there when you're getting blitzed.
3-0 Washington State at intermission here at Aloha Stadium. When we come back, we'll fill you in on what happened today in the Pac-10 and give you a rundown of the Pac-10 football season. Share the rest of the college football scores as well. 3-0 Washington State leads Hawaii at the half, live from Honolulu on Fox Sports Net.
50 feet of rope. A question about drills. Lumber expertly cut. One trip to Eagle. Also, you can make him giggle. The way that permanently imprints itself on the inside of your eardrums. Eagle Hardware and Garden. More of everything.
Get your projects off the ground with Keller Ladders. Safe, reliable, quality Keller Ladders at guaranteed low prices every day at Eagle.
It's the way we welcome the sun with 35 sunblock. The way the best water now mostly comes in bottles. It's the way we make time for exercise and like to enjoy reading. Today, more and more people are finding reasons to live healthier. That's why Subway offers 7 subs, each under 6 grams of fat. Because when you're through surfing, you might want to put on a bathing suit. Subway, it's the way a sandwich should be.
Get tired. Get tired, you gotta push yourself. Okay, you get tired, you're going hard, it's 4th quarter. Somebody gotta make a play. Alright, so what you gotta do, you can't be tired. You gotta keep rhythm, you gotta stay strong, you gotta stay determined. You can't get tired. You played 38 minutes, your hands are tired, you gotta make that move, you're short, your shot's been a little short, you gotta keep coming there and get those things up and jump up every time. Put that sucker in the hole.
All right, listen up. This is our biggest season, and you guys are ready. We're going to take on the rain, the ice, the snow, and we're going to be winners. Let's roll out there, and let's do it!
The Tire Factory has all your winter needs. Studded tires, tire chains, easy-on-the-road studless tires, batteries, and more at over 100 Tire Factory locations.
Let's go! You need to deflate a few pounds, son.
The Tire Factory. It's as easy as...
3-0 Washington State at the half. Some beautiful scenery when you come to Hawaii. Not only here around Honolulu, but here on the Garden Island, Kauai, where a couple of days ago they had the Grand Slam of golf. And of course, Tiger Woods won that.
Who?
The only reason he won it is because Clete Casper wasn't there.
I got a feeling it was snuck by me.
Had a chance to sneak out on the golf course, enjoy a little fun in the sun today.
Always great to visit the island.
Take a look at what happened in the Pac-10 today as USC avoids a non-losing season. They come up with a victory yesterday, actually, over Louisiana Tech, 45-19, the final score in that one, as USC was able to bottle up Tim Rattay, who has the #1 passing offense in the country.
Very good to see USC, now that they're down the cellar, fighting their way back out of it. Arizona State, Arizona with just another classic matchup down in the desert there, and Arizona State, J.R. Redmond and company are able to come out on top 42-27 in a classic track meet down in the desert.
And Stanford holds off Notre Dame 40-37. Let's talk a little bit about that Arizona State game. And you go back to the start of this football season, and everybody was talking about Arizona as a team that might have a chance to be in the national championship picture. They opened up in one of the preseason games against Penn State, got lit up, and really never recovered from that.
Yeah, very unusual that a Dick Tomey type of football team has as porous of a defense as they have had this year. They haven't been able to stop anybody, as evidenced by the score today. And Dick Tomey, I'm sure, will get it rerouted and get some big bodies there in the defensive line. But interesting year for him also.
And Stanford able to hold off Notre Dame today, and Stanford goes into the Rose Bowl. And the question is, can Stanford's defense slow down Ron Dane at all?
Well, that's going to be a heck of a test. You're going to have Troy Walters on one hand, just flat out being able to run past anybody that's going to match up on him. But I don't know who in the world, other than maybe somebody in the pros, could stop the Great Dane, because he's going to be a thunder, and it'll be an interesting matchup in the Rose Bowl this year.
Let's take a look at some of the other scores from around college football on this holiday weekend. Number 6, Tennessee knocks off Vanderbilt 38-10. The final in that one, Tennessee probably into the BCS picture, but not into the championship game. Shootout, number 20, Georgia Tech, and their outstanding quarterback, Joe Hamilton, a 51-48 win over number 16, Georgia. Have you seen Joe Hamilton play?
He can do it all, very reminiscent of the Florida State quarterback, Charlie Ward, who was able to dish it off and do so many things with it, and he's an exciting player. A lot of young players that are coming into the league down there in the SEC.
Oklahoma wins the Battle of the Sooners. State, Miami, they've been up and down. They knock off Syracuse 45-13 today. Grambling and Southern, Doug Williams sees his team with a 6-point loss to end the season, but Doug Williams done a nice job with Grambling. And the old backyard brawl, West Virginia takes care of Pittsburgh 52-21, the final score in the Big East. Always a fun holiday weekend, though. You see some great football, and what unbelievable emotion in the Texas A&M football game yesterday.
Incredible Texas football game down there in the heart of where it's all really began, if you ask anybody from Texas. And it was an incredibly hard-fought football game, very, very entertaining to watch, and sorry circumstances under which it had to take place. But you got to hand it to those players, came out and gave it all for the people that died in that horrific accident.
Washington State leads at the half over the Hawaii Rainbows. 3-0 is our score, surprisingly. The coast of Maui, the beautiful island, Kaanapali, the resorts and the golf course, where a number of famous players have teed it up. 3-0 Washington State at the half. Greetings from Hawaii, live on Fox Sports Net.
Sink costs less than expected. Tiles lower than budgeted. Everything with a 10% low price guarantee. Also, I could create a place where money doesn't matter. Eagle Hardware and Garden. More of everything.
For kitchen and bath fixtures that leave a lasting impression, trust Moen. You'll find the complete line of quality Moen faucets at guaranteed low prices every day at Eagle.
Clearview, Washington is Ford country.
When I was assigned to the Clearview Fire Department, I didn't know I was going to work in Ford country. I mean, over 20 guys drive Ford trucks here. And when they found out I didn't drive one, well, they sent me some subtle messages. Hey, man, nice truck. Oh, thanks. So I got myself a new F-150 with the Triton V8, and with the 3.9 financing, I saved over $2,300 in interest.
Ford country.
Things are a lot better now.
Ford trucks, outselling Dodge and Chevy combined in Clearview and all over the Northwest.
I'm starving. Let's get some food. First one down doesn't have to pay anything. You're going down, man.
If you're looking to go fast, why not go with the fastest? The original Sin Quickie binding with the easy entry design. Faster and easier than any other step-in binding out there. No more wasting time hooking up. And those strap-in bindings, what's that boy thinking? When you're in the Quickie binding, you know you're in. With those others, you just don't know until it's too late. And the next thing you know, you're buying lunch. Quickie bindings are also designed to be the fastest to come off. Good thing, too, because sometimes a split second is the only difference between winning and, say, buying.
Come pay up. I'm wicked hungry.
To find a Quickie binding dealer and to learn more about the complete line of original Sin gear, call the number on your screen or log on to originalsin.com. The Quickie step-in binding. Anything else is a waste of time.
Washington State leading Hawaii 3-0 at the half here at Aloha Stadium. And if you look out the backside of Aloha Stadium, you can see Pearl Harbor and the Arizona Memorial. If you ever get the chance to get here to Honolulu, it is well worth your time to take the tour of Pearl Harbor. The USS Missouri has moved from the Puget Sound and is now standing guard over the fallen Arizona here in Pearl Harbor. Washington State leading 3-0 at intermission. We'll get a chance to share the statistics from the first half coming up in a few minutes. First, let's show you what's happening in the Division I AA playoffs. How about that? Doesn't happen in college basketball, but a 16 seed knocks off a number 1, North Carolina A&T, with the big win over the top seed, Tennessee State. Another upset, this a mild one, but the Montana Grizzlies very rarely lose in Missoula. Youngstown State knocks off Montana 30-27. Youngstown and North Carolina A&T will meet next week in a bit of a surprise in the 1AA playoffs. Northern Arizona, look at what Georgia Southern did to them. They put a basketball score on them, 72-29 the final. So the Big Sky plays 2 in barbecues in the Division I AA playoffs. Good game as UMass knocks off Furman in overtime. So it'll be Georgia Southern against UMass in the quarterfinals next week. And look out for Georgia Southern. Also today, Hofstra gets by Lehigh. Cleats disappointed about that one. And Illinois State over Colgate. So Hofstra and Illinois State will meet up next week in the quarterfinals. And the final quarterfinal is set. Florida A&M, the Rattlers against Troy State. Florida A&M with a 15-point win, the upset over Appalachian State. They'll face Troy State next. Hey, how about this? The Division III playoffs in the second round. PLU 49-14 over Wartburg. Anthony Hicks, big game for the Lutes, 125 yards and 4 touchdowns. Next week, PLU will take on St. John's in Minnesota. We're not sure where that game is going to be played yet. St. John's with a win over Central Iowa. So that brings you up to date in some of the playoff action in college football this weekend. We're getting closer to the start of the third quarter. Washington State will have the football when we return to football action. The Cougars lead Hawaii 3-0 from Aloha Stadium, live on Fox Sports Net.
La Nina continues to hammer.
Hey, Bob, it's Mike. I'm in Jamaica. Thanks again for that scratch ticket. Wow!
Scratch. Quite possibly the best gift ever.
All right, listen up. This is our biggest season, and you guys are ready. We're going to take on the rain, the ice, the snow, and we're going to be winners. Let's roll out there, and let's do it!
The Tire Factory has all your winter needs. Studded tires, tire chains, easy-on-the-road studless tires, batteries, and more at over 100 Tire Factory locations.
Let's go, let's go, let's go! You need to deflate a few pounds, son.
The Tire Factory. It's as easy as...
If you love the sight of a big white-tailed buck moving through the brush, the excitement of ducks coming in over your decoys, the thrill of seeing a largemouth bass crashing your lure, you love Field & Stream, America's premier outdoor magazine. Call now and get a full year of Field & Stream for $1.25 an issue. That's 69% off the newsstand price. You'll also get this handy Mossio gear bag free with your paid subscription. It carries and protects your stuff, exactly what you want in a gear bag. Just like Field & Stream is exactly what you want in a sportsman's magazine. It's bagging that trophy buck, catching the biggest trout, casting like a pro, using the right lures, improving your shotgunning skills, getting the greatest gear. Plus, timely coverage on the hottest places to hunt and fish in your area. It's all in Field & Stream, the great magazine of the great outdoors. Call now to save 69% and get this Mossio gear bag free.
Call 1-800-592-9977 now to get Field & Stream for just $14.95 plus the Mossio gear bag free. Call now 1-800-592-9977.
If you won the lottery, would you become the connoisseur of fine wines? Or would you become the winemaker? What's your dream?
Want more? Fox Sports News Primetime, nightly at 10. Lights out.
Washington State leads Hawaii 3-0 at the half. We're about ready to start the third quarter. A good look at Hawaii's National Volcano National Park on the Big Island. Kilauea, which told a little lava floating around down there last week. Let's go down to the sidelines. Paul Sorensen with Cougar coach Mike Price.
Hey, thanks, Bud. Coach Price, 3-0. Not exactly the shootout that we expected here. What did you see in the first half that you liked?
Love our defense. God, we're playing great on defense, and had some good turnovers. Didn't take advantage of it. Golly, I'm just so frustrated by that. I think we can run the football on them, though. We need to be able to run the ball. I think Jason's doing a pretty good job of hanging on the football and controlling the ball and not getting reckless with it. So we just need to hang in there. I would like to sure get a drive right here. We're going to mix some runs in there.
Mike, you get the football in the second half. Anything special you got planned?
Yeah, we're going to mix some runs in there and try to establish the run a little bit more. They're playing a two-deep coverage, and the ball should go over the middle. It's pretty wide open. We're just having trouble getting enough time to get open there.
Coach, good luck to you.
Okay, thanks. If the defense keeps playing like this, we'll be okay.
There you go. Mike Price, head football coach for Washington State. He's got a plan. Let's see if they can execute it, bud.
All right, Paul, thank you very much. Cleat, I think it was pretty obvious as you see Bill Doba with Steve Gleason. Pretty obvious what Mike Price expects. Keep running the football with Dion Burnett, who has 65 yards.
Well, the thing they have got to do is maintain their balance here, as you see the coach for the defense trying to rally his guys, get them good loose. Gleason's over there smacking them around a little bit, but obviously both June Jones and Mike Price would like to get more balance, get a little bit better production out of their running game, and that'll open up a few things, hopefully, in the passing game.
Let's take a look at the numbers from the first half. And as I mentioned, Dion Burnett, 65 yards rushing for the Cougars. Team a total of 81 yards as Jason Gesser also running it fairly well. He has 12 yards on the positive side. Avion Weaver, kind of the main guy running the ball, Cleat, for the Rainbows. 10 carries, 55 yards.
No, if there's been a pleasant surprise on the Bows side of the football, it's been his ability to shake and bake and create something. Thompson really ineffective, not doing much at all in the first half with only 7 yards rushing. He's their starter. On the other hand, you got to get a little more production out of Dion Burnett, although he does have 65 yards rushing. You just like to get him the ball in some different ways as opposed to just banging him up between the tackles. Use the screen, something else other than just blasting away. I'd love to see the counter action a little bit, especially as aggressive as they've been at the middle linebacker position.
Well, nobody would have thought 3-0 at the half, nor would anybody think that the longest play from scrimmage would be 17 yards, a Dion Burnett run. And the longest play for the Rainbows, a 15-yard pass from Dan Robinson, who hit just 7 of 23 in the first half.
And we talked about it, the Cougar defensive secondary has done just enough to keep those wide receivers from getting down the field. Marcus Trufant, both he and Luan Gibbons, I think, played an excellent first half. Let's see if the Cougars can get some decent field position off of this kick and put a drive together. Haven't had much consistency and have had some trouble lately moving the ball down the field.
Curtis Nettles and Nyan Taylor deep for Washington State. Chad Schrout to kick it off for the first time tonight. He'll have the wind at his back.
Curtis Nettle, a dangerous returner if he gets a chance.
It'll be Nettles from the 2. Tries to bust it outside and gets up to the 20-yard line. That's where Washington State and the Cougar offense takes control. Cleat, we heard Mike Price say run the football, but what other, you like that screen pass still?
I love the screen pass because Olbrich is so aggressive. If you can just get him biting, coming hard on some play action and then dump the screen over the top of him, whether it's the wide receiver screen coming underneath. He's an aggressive player, and if you can just stop him a little bit, make him think, he turns into a slower reacting type of linebacker.
Burnett, Gesser, Marcus Williams, Russell Meisen, and Nyan Taylor out. Cougs go 2 tight ends. One of the things Cleat talked about, thinking that would work pretty well in the second half. Here's Burnett. He'll get about 4 yards on that first down carry. Robert Kempfort in at the linebacker spot for Anthony Smith makes the stop.
Well, what the 2 tight ends does is it spreads out that defensive front 4 for the Rainbows and allows the guards, Swartz and also Ryan Raymond, to get a clean shot at Olbrich, and that time Swartz got a nice block on Olbrich.
Second and call it 6 now. As Gesser drops, they set up the screen. Burnett makes the catch, but he's not going to gain any yardage. Cougars had 3 blockers out front, but the Rainbows just flat out ran through them, and Quincy Leger made the stop. So Hawaii was thinking about your screen pass too.
Yeah, they played it well. It looked like that ball might have got tipped just disrupted enough as far as the timing. Yeah, not really, just a difficult one to handle, and the blocks are just missed. Third down now, and again, the Cougars would love nothing more to keep the drive alive and get a conversion. Gesser out of shotgun, and this of the formations that worked in the first half allows him to see what's going on in that secondary, get out behind those big bodies.
Cougs just 3 of 9 on third downs in the first half. They'll have a first down there as Colin Henderson hangs on after the hit from Shondell Tucker. Colin Henderson playing a little bit banged up, got some turf toe out here yesterday when the Cougs practiced out here at Aloha Stadium.
Good discipline and execution. This isn't supposed to do anything but exactly what it is, and Colin Henderson makes that nice sure catch. He's the guy that's going to be around. That Gesser to Henderson will be a combination that we're going to see a lot of in the next couple of years.
Say hello to Colin's dad Jerry and the family back at home. The grandparents are here, but Jerry Henderson not here. A little cutback by Dion Burnett, makes a little something out of nothing. Got 3 yards on that carry.
Well, doing what Mike says, mix it up. Little run here, little pass here. Let's move it down the chains, move it 10 yards, 11 yards at a pop, and there you see Dion's work tonight, over the 950 yards for the season. Love to see him get over the 1,000-yard barrier. It's a nice little milestone.
He might get there, based on Mike Price's comments at halftime. Draw, 2nd and 7. Good job by Burnett to bounce it outside. Gets up to the 38-yard line.
Zone blitz again, where you're leaving your linebackers the middle of the football field and playing zone on the outside. Here comes Ulbrich. He gets taken out, but Paul is in there and actually loses track. Nice job by Dion of shifting that ball to the outside with some confidence, and then getting up for a couple, but not a lot there.
Also in on the stop, Daniel Ho Ching, whose brother Herman is a running back at Oregon. Ho Ching, a great story, 5th-year senior who's overcome cancer.
Menke in an unusual alignment here, and they're just going to pop it out to him.
First down, close to the midfield stripe.
There's a halftime adjustment that they made. Instead of having the 3 wide receiver formation at the wide side, they put it down low here, and they get the nice block from the wide receiver. I think it was Nyan Taylor, taking down Lejay, and that's just a good adjustment at halftime. What do we need to do to change things up just enough to take advantage of the defense we're seeing?
Officials stopping the clock for a moment.
See Jason's numbers, a little bit over 50% there, and not a lot of yards. They haven't thrown the ball down the field, and it might be a little difficult for him with that thumb injury to really launch the long throw.
Menke, a couple of catches for 26 yards. He's most likely the backup quarterback, too, with the injury to Steve Birnbaum. Big Josh Shavies, the true freshman tight end, in. This will be the last game you see Josh Shavies play tight end. He's just getting too big to play tight end. Burnett, unable to bounce it, fumbles it. Hawaii's got it. They're going to call it. Oh, they're going to call Burnett down. Oh, boy. Nate Jackson was going to take off and run. Mike Iosua out of Interlake High School in Seattle made the stop.
And Dion Burnett hobbles off. Looked like his right leg ankle, hopefully, was something that just got a twist on it as someone fell on it. He came hobbling right off to the side and is pointing to his ankle, and so he will unfortunately be out for a couple of plays here. You see, good job of cutting back, and then he's just going to get fallen on right there, and referee ruling that the ball was down via his forward progress, and I think Cougars escaped one luckily there.
Hawkins in the backfield, 2nd and 12 from the 46 now after the loss of 2. Gesser has time, now buys time. Guns it, caught, Nyan Taylor. Taylor down to the 38-yard line where he stepped out of bounds. And with that catch, Nyan Taylor, I believe, has just picked up enough yardage to become the all-time leading receiver in terms of yardage at Washington State.
Well, the receivers waiting for something to happen. They're just continuing their routes, and Jason does something that you don't really like to coach, and that's throw the ball back against the grain. But he saw that the entire field had been opened up on that side, and now the Cougars are going to call timeout, and didn't see what he wanted to see.
Taylor still a couple yards shy of Hugh Campbell, but he's now caught a pass in 23 straight games. Timeout with the Cougs leading 3-0.
What do? A new set of luggage, your parents in the rearview mirror,
a book that was banned in high school,
a coffee binge at 3 a.m.,
a paper on the role of vernacular speech
as it relates to the age of Renaissance,
a wink in a laundromat,
a three-point shot at the buzzer,
scary words like thesis,
ombudsman,
and paradigm,
a biology lab with real live dead bodies,
5 consecutive snooze alarms,
and a pizza guy that thinks he'll stick around a while.
All have in common
Sink costs less than expected. Tiles lower than budgeted. Everything with a 10% low price guarantee. All so I could create a place where money doesn't matter. Eagle Hardware and Garden. More of everything.
Plum Shop makes plumbing projects easy with more of everything you need for repair and installation at guaranteed low prices. Plum Shop at Eagle.
Third quarter here in Hawaii. Washington State leading at 3-0 with 11:25 to go. First down for the Cougs at the Hawaii 38 right now. Hey, weeknights at 6 on Fox Sports Net. Don't miss football news. You can get all your news, highlights, and analysis from the NFL, college, even high school pigskin coverage. A must-see for the football fanatic. Football news, 6 o'clock Pacific on Fox Sports Net. And speaking of Fox Sports Net, we want to welcome everybody watching on Fox Sports Net in the Northwest, and those of you who've been watching Colorado and Calgary. The Avalanche paced the Flames 7-1. We welcome you to a little football Hawaiian style. Bud Namick, Cleet Casper, Paul Sorensen. Mike Price's Cougars surprisingly shutting out the Hawaii Rainbows, who are averaging over 30 points a game.
Well, right now, Mike's got to feel good about the way the Cougars have come out of the tunnel the second half. Again, lined up with their 5 wide receivers. They threw to Menke on a screen here and got the same misalignment.
And the same play. This time the Cougars don't get the block on the outside, and it'll be a short gain.
Paul Menke's got those big, tall, 6'5" legs, and was trying to make one too many moves there. Could have snuck it up inside there for a couple more, but he's telling his blocker, hey, get that guy out of my way. He's not supposed to be there. He's supposed to have a nice, clear path. I'm still part quarterback.
3 catches for Mr. Menke on the day now.
See if they got a wrinkle out of it here. See if they go up top, but they still got the mismatch. Football rolls out on the field from the sidelines. Fault things here, but the Rainbows are not adjusting to the mismatch. And now they've brought in a linebacker to come over there. Let's see what they do, and the Cougars will run motion and try to take advantage up on top.
Gesser going to run quarterback draw. It's wide open. Inside the 25 and goes out of bounds at about the 22. Cougars have a first down.
I've been waiting for the quarterback draw all night because the Cougars, when they come up under center, gives them that opportunity to drop back, set the foot, make the linebackers drop into their zones. And again, this is a halftime adjustment. Beautiful hole. Boy, it doesn't get any nicer than that. And Jason, this is the best part about it. He learned another lesson there. Let's go ahead and not do that dive forward, get pummeled. Let's just run out of bounds. 2 tight ends now. Let's see if they try to run it straight ahead.
There's Dion inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. Burnett up to 77 yards on the day unofficially.
Like his ankle is okay there, so he's just able to walk it off and he's back at it. I like the 2 tight end adjustment, be able to throw another formation that makes this defense adjust and widen out, give a little bit better lane for Coach McDonnell's offensive linemen to make those blocks. A little bit better angle. In it again here. Let's see if they go play action out of it.
2nd and 7 from the Rainbow 19. Cougs are in the crimson zone. Play fake. Gesser. Not sure if that was supposed to go to Mr. Meisen or what. New play in the book, and it didn't come off the way the Cougars were anticipating.
Well, the funny thing about it was everybody was open. Here you can see a little bit of play action, and he's trying to get the ball to Meisen and gets blasted. So luckily that ball falls to the turf, but the Rainbows not fooled at all by play action, not really respecting the inside running game out of that 2 tight end offense. See if Mike has the patience to continue to pound. Here's that formation, this time with Colin Henderson set behind Menke. He'll go in motion.
And he'll catch the pass. No, he won't. Wasn't thrown very well. So the drive stalls at the 19, and Ryan Lindell's going to have to come on and try a 36-yarder. Let's go quickly to the sidelines to Paul Sorensen.
And this is the end zone, Bud, that it's really swirling at it. Comes down, there's a lot of garbage on the field, and it's doing circles all over the place. It looks like doing a Brody in the parking lot on your moped, but unfortunately Lindell's going to have to kick through that and try to spot Washington State and give them a 6-0 lead. Fellas?
It'll be fairly straight away. Kareem Anderson will be the holder. Lindell hit earlier from 41. Pops it up and got it through. Ryan Lindell with his second field goal of the game. That is the only scoring that we have. 9:51 to go, third quarter. The senior from Vancouver gives Washington State a 6-0 lead over Hawaii, live on Fox Sports Net.
Doug gave it to Madeline. Edith gave it to Walter and Roy. Richard gave it to Earl. Dr. Marsh gave it to his patients. Have you got it yet? It's Juno, the internet service so simple to use, everyone is passing it along to their friends. But you don't have to wait. Just call this number today for your free software. With Juno, you don't have to be a computer whiz to get online. If you can do this, you can use the web. With Juno, anyone can send and receive email, get the latest news, check stock prices, make travel reservations, all with free technical support. Your first month is free, and every month after that you'll save compared to America Online. It's that easy. Just call this number. Don't be the last one to get online. Juno, everybody's getting it. For your free month of Juno, call toll-free today.
This is Fox Sports Net.
6-0 Washington State leads Hawaii in the third quarter. Few sunburns in that crowd. She's going to be feeling that one tomorrow. Oh, boy. And a few Hawaiian Cougar shirts as well. That'd be something nice to wear to the Spokane Arena on Monday night if you're back in the Northwest, as we have college basketball. Battle of the Palouse, Gonzaga and Washington State. The Cougs will be going for the Palouse title. They knocked off the Idaho Vandals today, but Gonzaga off that Elite Eight appearance, 25th in the nation. The Zags are 2-0. Should be a fun one. 7:30 Monday night right here on Fox Sports Net. Washington State with a 5-point win over the Vandals today. Mike Bush leads the way with his first career double-double. Jan Michael Thomas with 24 points and Blake Pengeli with 9 assists. He is averaging almost 10 assists per game this year. Ryan Lindell to kick it off into the wind for Washington State, and no, he won't. Ball blows off the tee. Lucy wasn't even there, but they'll reboot it. Try it again. Ricky Lumford deep along with Jamal Garland for Hawaii. Cougs did a nice job using time on the clock on that opening drive. We'll find out what kind of adjustments Hawaii made offensively. What do you anticipate, Clete Casper?
Well, it's going back to what they did well, meaning the Hawaii Rainbows. They got Weaver into the game and were able to run him pretty effectively. But that really didn't have much to do as you look at the scoring drive. The Cougars, like you said, doing a good job taking 5 minutes plus off the clock.
Officials having a hard time getting themselves organized. Washington State also has to move Seren Morong over to the other side of the ball to make sure that they are balanced on the line as Lindell gets ready to boot it. A high pooch kick. Lumford at the 17. Banged down at the 29-yard line. So Dan Robinson and company out for the first time in the second half. Robinson in the first half, just 7 of 23, had 1 pass picked off. Only 53 yards. He threw for 10 times that number of yards last week against Navy.
Well, the thing about these offenses is once you do start to click and get in the rhythm, it adds up quickly.
Rainbows will have the wind behind them as Robinson operates as usual out of the shotgun. I wonder if he'd remember how to take a snap behind center. Going to throw on first down and guns it out, and it's incomplete. I think Craig Stutzman kind of shielded that ball from Ashley Lilly.
Something wrong with that pattern, as you've got two guys running hooks, one guy at 8 yards and one guy at 12 yards, and neither one of them catch the ball. You see that that's not how you draw it up there, and unfortunately from the Cougars side, they're both open.
There you see what Hawaii does normally, and that's why June Jones is shaking his head, trying to scope in on some points.
Not a lot of emotion on June's side. He's pretty staunch. Get fired up.
2nd and 10 now. And little dump pass out to Avion Weaver and Grady Emerson right there to make the stop. They're going to pick up a yard or two is all.
Well, nothing there. Trying to get the ball to Weaver, who had a very successful first half running the football, but Grady Emerson just sitting back nice and comfortably. He puts the big bear hug on him and drags him down for really no gain. Just a yard, so 3rd down and 9, and Coach Doba's been pretty content. Just let his guys match up, cover tough.
First half, Lamont Thompson with his 14th career interception. That ties the Cougar record with Richard Reed. Each team turned it over twice. Here comes pressure. Robinson can't get the completion. Stutzman unable to corral it. And the natives getting a bit restless here at Aloha Stadium as Hawaii's going to have to punt it after a 3-and-out on their first possession of the second half.
Well, there's a little heat coming out of June Jones. He's looking at him, looked like he wanted to grab him by the face mask and do the Woody Hayes routine, but Coach Doba elects to come with the blitz, just throw the timing off enough, and Shroud will have to come on and punt it. Pretty stiff breeze behind him here.
Looks like a New Year's Day parade down on the field with all the confetti that's floating around out there. Shroud averaged 37 yards on 6 kicks in the first half. Cougs come after it. They don't get it. A good kick by Shroud. Henderson calls for the fair catch and makes it almost over the shoulder at the 22. But the Cougar defense does what it has to again. Cougars have a 6-0 lead and the football. 8:45 to go in the 3rd quarter, trying to draw up a Cougar victory.
Lighting. For the bathroom. For the boogeyman. For the twilight. One trip to Eagle. For the light that leads the way home. Eagle Hardware and Garden. More of everything.
Light up any room with easy-to-install, energy-efficient fluorescent ceiling lights from Power Products. Available now at a guaranteed low Eagle price.
Do you like football? Then get with the program. Wow! NFL This Morning. It's the pregame show for the serious fan. Those who boasted got toasted. Don't miss a minute of the in-your-face coverage and hard-hitting action of the NFL.
I love what I do and I do what I love.
Then it's wall-to-wall football every weeknight with Fox Sports Net football news at 6. Get all the very latest from pro, college, and prep football. NFL This Morning and Fox Sports Net football news. Get with the program.
About the middle of the 3rd quarter here at Aloha Stadium in Honolulu. Washington State leading Hawaii 6-0. Bud Namick along with Cleet Casper, and Paul Sorensen is down on the Cougar sideline.
Well, Bud, we've talked about this before, about the Pac-10 having taken a beating early in the season non-conference-wise, some huge losses. But the Pac-10 starting to rebound a little bit. Last night, USC beat Louisiana Tech, 25th rated team in the country, pretty big. Stanford's overtime win over Notre Dame. And then if Washington State can come in here and beat Hawaii on the road, a team that's going to play Oregon State in a bowl game here again in Honolulu, that would really send the Pac-10 going in the right direction, not only this year, but for next year as well. And I think that's a big key. Cougars win. They want to get some momentum, but so does the Pac-10 conference. Bud?
Thank you, Paul. Cougs would love to get a win in this one to have a little better feeling as they start pumping iron and doing all the things during the offseason. Does that make a big difference, Cleet?
Oh, sure. I mean, if you can come in here and establish some things with Jason Gesser, see how he's going to excite the crowd, get some people excited about the ability that while he may not be the Drew Bledsoe type of body, he scrambles around, he throws his body out there, and that he's a gamer. And what Mike Price would really love to see him do is get this offensive football team into the end zone. They've had a couple nice drives to start off each half, ended up with 3 apiece. 5 wide receivers, Gesser in the shotgun.
Jason has still not thrown nor run for a touchdown as a Cougar. Has time, now steps up and overthrows Paul Menke. Boy, you had Nyan Taylor wide open on the sideline.
Gesser a little disappointed. He says, that's all me. God, how much wide open can you get? Did a nice job that time, though, remaining composed in the pocket. Offensive line's doing the job of protecting him, and he's just got to get more comfortable with those types of guys coming across his face and delivering the ball from the pocket.
2nd and 10 facing Washington State now. Operating into the breeze that is prevalent on the field, as you can see from all the debris. Jason guns it out, has the completion this time to Menke, who makes his 4th catch of the day and takes out a couple of Hawaii coaches thanks to the hit from Quincy Leger.
Well, it's good to see Jason just sitting there comfortably in the pocket, getting the time, allow him to go through his progressions, checks the safety, sees that they're too deep, waits for Menke to run his option route over on the sidelines and picks it up so that you've got a little easier job on 3rd down. 3rd down and about 3 or 4.
Burnett in the backfield to give Hawaii the thought of a run, and the Cougars had Ryan Tujay rock back a little early. Matt Paul took the free shot.
Well, they didn't blow the whistle right away, so it's going to be interesting. There's no doubt about it that Tujay was...
Snap, false start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Looks up top and he sees Jackson coming in trying to time the blitz, and it's just so hard, and he gets that weight transferred, and no, the snap doesn't come and gets blasted then, so Paul makes him pay for the slight mental error. But that hurts because it makes it 3rd down and long now. See if Jason Gesser can pick it up. He did get a hint that they're coming with some type of blitz on 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. Let's see if they soften up and just play straight ahead man.
Fans are bringing it. Gesser hit, fumbles. Ball's loose. Who's got it? Will it be a Cougar punt or Rainbow football? No signal at all, so we'll presume Cougar football.
Yep.
It'll be 4th down.
Well, Jackson came again off of that corner, and you knew that you knew where he was coming from. Jason looks at him, tries to get up in the pocket, but is stripped, both of his hands brought down to his side, and that's a free ball down there. Looked like maybe Lincoln Walden Schultz or Schwartz was able to fall on that football. So the Cougars dodge one there, and Kareem will have to punt away.
Another good high kick. Drives Garland back to the 27 and gets some room outside, finds a hole, we got a flag. It's all coming back. Shoes flying, debris flying. Waiting for the firecrackers to start going off.
Great kick by Kareem Anderson, and I'm sure we're going to have a block in the back on the Rainbows.
50-yard kick into the wind.
Referee Frank White gives the signal. March it back.
It's been a fairly penalty-free game.
Block in the back on the receiving team. 10-yard penalty from the spot. 1st down.
Coming down the field, the middle of the football field, you see block in the back. It's tough to figure out exactly what the play, which particular block in the back. There's one right there by the, looked like it was on Farwan Zubetti, as Garland's running around back and forth. Awful tough to keep your discipline, but Robinson will bring them out again. Not very effective in their first series. 3 and out.
Robinson has all kinds of time, gonna really air it out, and it's incomplete. Lawan Gibbons step for step that time with Ashley Lilly, and Gibbons had a hand on it, decided best just to break it up.
Well, the two corners, Trufant and Gibbons, Both doing an excellent job, and that looked like pass interference right in the back of the number 3, Lilly, pushing off. Watch here, you see that looked like Lawan Gibbons had a better position and got a little shove in the back, but the officials right there say, Cleat, you're wrong. So 2nd down 10. 5 wide receivers, no tight end. Nope, only 4 wide receivers. As
Hawaii has only 120 yards of total offense in this game. Here comes the blitz. Robinson gets it away. It's caught. Dwight Carter. He's gone. We do have a flag, however. There's the big play. The flag is back at the 45. 75-yard score if it stands. Let's see. Well, the Cougars
holding on the defense. Penalty is refused. Score is good.
Cougars take the risk. All game long, they've been content to sit back and play conservative. Here they come with everybody. Riley up the middle, Holden up the middle, and Marcus Trufant took a risk. He took a gamble and he played the ball, and that football was delivered in the only spot that it could be completed, and Carter takes it coast to coast. So the big play finally snaps the Cougar defense.
Hawaii a chance to take the lead with the extra point. Eric Hannum boots it through. 2 plays, 75 yards. Hawaii has the lead. The Rainbow connection. Dan Robinson to Dwight Carter. And the Rainbows' first score gives them the lead.
Here you see Curtis Holden can't quite get there in time, and Marcus Trufant gambles. Dwight Carter is able to keep his feet, motors on down, and that is your Magnolia moment. Exciting combination, Robinson to Carter all year long, and that's the example why if you make a mistake, they will make you pay.
For Mr. Carter, his 9th receiving touchdown of the year, and that ties the all-time Hawaii record.
Well, Carter's telling everybody about what happened on that play, anybody that'll listen to him, but you got to give credit to Robinson that time for hanging tough right in the face, had Curtis Holden bearing down on him, 240 pounds with a full run.
Here's the boot from Shroud. Too deep to return, and the Cougars will start from their own 20. Now it'll be important for Washington State to try to mount some sort of a drive. We got a flag thrown very late at the 3-yard line. Personal foul of some sort. Will it be on an offsetting on either team or what? Hawaii, Sean Butts reacting as though it's on Hawaii.
A couple of the players coming down to break the wedge, still mixing it up, a little excited finally after having something to get excited about.
Dead ball, personal foul on the kicking team. 15-yard penalty from the 20-yard line, first down.
So the Cougs will start from the 35 instead. Let's take a look at the end of the play here.
Not much serious going on right there in that little melee, but Frank White been keeping it pretty tight tonight, pretty close to the vest, so the Cougars get a little bit of breathing room. And Gesser now has to respond to the challenge that the crowd's into this football game. They'd love nothing better for the Rainbow defense to entrap him.
Dion Burnett. Ulbrich with the tackle out at the 39-yard line. Be a gain of 4.
Looked like Dion had his choice to run either way, and Lincoln Walton Schultz comes out and gets a really nice block. And Ulbrich sheds one side, picks the side, and Dion picked that. That was just a good guess that time by Ulbrich. Dion plants that foot and goes the other way. He's still running.
2nd down and 6 for Washington State as the officials look like they're doing a little work on the shoe. Tom Myers, the umpire, threw a shoe. That's Hawaii. Go barefoot.
Cougars haven't seen much of Marcus Williams at all today, and again, we talked a little bit about his height and the ability to go up and make a play. And if I'm Jason Gesser, I start to think of the people who you're not using and try to get them the football. Great opportunity for a screen again, though. The defense for Hawaii is a little bit charged up. Let's get them coming, maybe make them jump into something a little more aggressively than they'd like to, screen them up over the top. Get the ball to Burnett. He's your #1 player out there. 2 tight ends. They like to run out of this formation.
And there is Burnett. Nowhere. Lost his footing. Fortunate to get back to the original line of scrimmage. A host of Rainbows there, including Tony Tuioti. So now 3rd and 6 from the 39.
Well, this is a pretty crucial conversion right here. You got Hawaii starting to finally get some excitement breathed into this crowd. Jason Gesser's got to come with something to silence them here. Punting into the wind still, 6:20 left to go in this 3rd quarter.
3rd and 6 out of the shotgun. Snap was low. Gesser got it. And throws it up long, and it's going to sail out of bounds. No one had a chance of catching that one. Farwan Zubetti was double covered as well.
Well, Jason, again at this time, he might have been better off to suck that one down and take it off and run. It's been effective for him as the wide receivers have been covered downfield, and that one he thought he saw something and took a shot at it, but you can still see that when he throws that long ball, I'm not convinced that his thumb is completely healed because he doesn't get a lot on it.
Kareem Anderson's done a great job and gets off another good driving spiral. Garland back at his 16 and gets thrown under there at about the 17-yard line. Hawaii leads at 7-6 inside of 6 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Tomorrow morning, breakfast with the NFL. Marv Levy and the gang. Big Jackie Slater and company. 8 a.m. right here on Fox Sports Net. It's been a great weekend for football that started on Thursday and continues tomorrow.
Well, Coach Doba's got to get his defense pumped up again. They've been doing such a great job. They gave up one big play. See if they can come back and react to the negative or adversarial play.
Out to Shannon Harris, his first catch of the day, and he goes for a 3-yard gain. Billy Newman there on the coverage. Harris, a sophomore out of Culver City, California, West Los Angeles Junior College. That's a school that's provided a few Cougars as well.
Coach Doba's got a decision now. Does he try to make the big play on defense? Does he go ahead and risk it again by bringing the linebackers and allowing that slant to happen? Or does he just stay back and what's been so successful is play soft, make these guys run behind you, don't give them the cheap one?
I'm guessing they have to stay a little soft here because I think Avion Weaver's going to get the football on this play. Okay, so I'm wrong. Nice catch. Carter again sliding between 3 Cougars. Robinson and DC starting to hook up. Let's go down to Paul Sorensen.
Now it's Steve Gleason out there, Bud, the inspirational leader for 4 years for Washington State. You got to have somebody else pick it up. Right now, #1, Curtis Holden, the middle linebacker, the transfer from San Francisco City College, is starting to bark and get after his teammates, and that's exactly what this defense needs to fill that void for Gleason if possible. Bud?
Gleason trying to help do a little coaching on the sidelines. It's first down for the Rainbows at their own 32. Inside of 5 minutes to play, 3rd quarter. Rainbows have just taken the lead, 7-6. Robinson going deep. Carter or Lilly. Down to the 22-yard line. A perfectly thrown pass.
Well, this offense very much in the vein of run and shoot Mouse Davis, and if you do start to get some timing going, some feel going, everybody starts to feed off it, and this time it's a perfectly thrown ball. Lilly gets behind Gibbons, and that's just a great catch. Had to lay out completely and had his fingers wrapped around the very nose of that football. You got to give him credit for that one. That's a perfect throw and catch.
First down, Bows at the 22 of Washington State. Here's Weaver to the 20, and that's it.
Play continues for quite a while after the whistle, but Newman doesn't want to let go of Weaver. Pretty good defense that time. Rob Myers in the middle has had a great battle inside.
Cougar defense trying to keep the Rainbows out of the end zone, force them to try to kick a field goal here. It's 2nd and 8 from the 20-yard line. 7-6 Hawaii. Glad you can be with us live from Honolulu on Fox Sports Net. Here come the Cougars. Robinson intercepted. Marcus Trufant, one man, cuts it back. Trufant into Rainbow territory. 3rd turnover for the Rainbows. 45 yards on the return for number 45, the true freshman, with his 2nd interception of the season, and they're partying at Wilson High School in Tacoma.
Pressure from Cougars on the top of your screen. No one blocks Matson. He comes untouched, and Robinson just bails out, sees the big body, and panics and just launches something. There's nobody there, but Marcus Trufant makes a couple of nice little moves to get down the sidelines. That is a huge swing of events as the Rainbows were starting to feel it. Now the Cougars, with great field position, need to take advantage, like Mike Price said at halftime. A little frustrated, hadn't been able to take advantage of the turnovers.
Gesser tries to audible with the crowd very loud. Give it to Burnett. Can he get outside? No. Joe Correa there misses the tackle, however. We got a very late flag thrown in. Could be a face mask on the Rainbows. Now another late flag. I don't know if it's the same infraction. We'll find out.
Dion trying to keep it going, trying to find a little seam around the corner, was fighting, and then just got plastered out of bounds. Let's see what we got.
Face mask, we'll find out if it's the 5 or 15-yard variety. My guess would be the 5.
Didn't really see the head snap or anything. Long way away from our position up here. But that'll certainly help.
Face mask penalty on the defense. 15-yard penalty. First down.
They do go with the big one. Moves it down to the 30-yard line.
Here you see trying to bounce out to the outside, and Correa gets a hold of that face mask, and he doesn't let go. He turns the head, and that's a tough call on Correa, but he did indeed jerk the head around, and that's a dangerous type of football play, and Cougars get the 15 yards out of it.
Hawkins is in, has running room. Hawkins still on his feet. Hawkins! Touchdown, Washington State! Adam Hawkins got into the end zone against Washington last week. Today he goes 30 yards against the Rainbows to give the Cougars the lead. And now they'll go for 2.
Nice bit of blocking on the right-hand side of the football. Hawkins bounced through it quickly and then did a great job of maintaining his balance, not allowing his momentum to take him out, and used pretty good speed hustling down that sidelines, got in the end zone. So huge swing of events here at Aloha Stadium. Rainbows threaten to take it in and go up, increase their lead. Marcus Trufant, Adam Hawkins, and others.
5 wide outs. Gesser will look for Paul Menke perhaps on this 2-point conversion play. No, quarterback draw. Rainbow snuffed it out. 12-7 the scores. The Rainbows snuff out the 2-point conversion play.
Gesser looks like he might be hurt here. He got twisted underneath and is not getting up very fast at all. Looked like he might have been out as he took a couple shots late, and he's not happy, and he's waving to the crowd, but
I don't think he was waving to the crowd. I think he was waving to the Rainbow, grabbed his ankle and gave it a big twist.
So he's complaining that when he was down on that pile, he was getting ripped apart. That happens, young man. This is not high school football.
The GM drive of the game, and it starts with the defense. Marcus Trufant, the true freshman, with the interception, and then runs it back 45 yards for Mr. 45. Cougs get a 1-yard run, a 15-yard face mask penalty, and then Adam Hawkins finds the hole, gets a couple of nice blocks right there. One more right there. Ooh, might have stepped out of bounds.
Well, a big turn of events. The Cougars unable to capitalize on the 2-point conversion attempt. 12-7. Interesting score. It's been a wacky type of game. Not at all what we expected, but this back and forth activity that we had here earlier is the kind of excitement that we were expecting.
Phil Drake, Cougar trainer, working on the ankle of Jason Gesser. You can start to see it, and they're actually almost might be looking at the knee as well.
Well, and interestingly, Steve Birnbaum is warming up. We were suspecting that Paul Menke would be the backup quarterback, but Birnbaum may be able to go. And he is indeed warming up, but we'll have to wait and see what Garland does on the kick return.
Has some room, does Garland. Fumbles the ball. Cougars cover it, lose it. Hawaii has a chance, and they got it at the 45. James Pendleton finally recovering it as Tupo's getting into it. Now we got some fisticuffs flying, and I'm surprised we haven't seen a yellow hanky going.
Can't believe we haven't. We've got 5 or 6 roundhouses that have been delivered here right in the thick of things, and Mike Price wants some people thrown out as he's halfway out in the field.
Mike Price going over to talk to Tupo, and it's not a very friendly conversation. It is one-sided. 41 yards on the return for Garland, and look at the fumble. This looked like a greased pig.
Well, the second time Garland's put it on the ground today, and this one via Lindell's hit. Cougars have a shot at it there. Big scramble for the football, and no doubt about it, as far as recovering, that looked like Fenderson got that ball back for Dan Robinson as he let it fly.
Little screen to Weaver. Weaver makes the catch. Curtis Holden corrals him. They lost a couple on that play. Going back to the kickoff, Cleat, 3 Cougars jumped on that football. Really should have had it. It squirted free.
Yep. The ball will bounce crazy ways, and all year long it's bounced a little bit funny, but the defense has got to get back out on this football field. I'm still amazed that there were no penalties called in that little melee we had down there at the 50-yard line, because guys were throwing roundhouse hooks, and Mike Price was right in the middle of it trying to get his guys on the sidelines not to get a penalty.
It's almost as though the officials thought maybe there were too many guys involved and they couldn't sort it out. 2nd and 11 for Robinson. Quick toss out, and it is caught. Lilly, but not able to get much as the Cougars swarm them under and make sure they don't allow the big play. Lamont Thompson. Lawan Gibbons over on the stop for Washington State.
Third quarter finally winding down. It seems like we've been in this third quarter for quite some time here with only 1:50 left in the quarter. Coach Doba now faced with what to do on 3rd down and 4. 3rd down and 3. Weaver the back to the left of the shotgun formation of Robinson. Stutzman's been the guy that they go to, see if he goes in motion, and they're going to leave him where he's at.
Robinson intercepted by Lawan Gibbons. Threw it behind his receiver. That's the 4th Hawaii turnover.
Well, Lawan Gibbons is now the recipient here. He got burned on the big one, but this time stays in his position, makes the play. Robinson, I think, was looking for Lilly to go back out to the sidelines, and just poor communication. Robinson was really upset after he threw this football. Not a lot of pressure, some people down around his feet, but poorly thrown football really is the excuse there, trying to force it to make something happen. And now the Cougars have an opportunity to silence things, and Gesser comes back on the field. He seems to be okay after getting roughed up a little bit on the pile.
First down, Dion Burnett in the backfield. Draw to Burnett. Spins, and he'll get a yard is all. Jeff Ulbrich in on the stop again. That play just Obviously, a draw is slow developing, but there was a hole, and then it closed.
Well, I still think the Cougars are much better off if they're going to run the ball to come out and show the two tight ends, because the Hawaii defense really hasn't adjusted to that, and it spreads out that defensive front four as opposed to just going with the 5 with no tight end here out of the shotgun. Olbrich threatened the blitz. Bad snap. Gesser handles it.
Dion Taylor caught it, dropped it. Hawaii's got it. Touchdown, Hawaii. Anthony Smith with the fumble return.
Smith, the recipient of the ball that's just laid on the ground. Dion Taylor doesn't wrap it up and gets stripped after he had possession is the ruling.
Hawaii to kick the extra point. At least they line up that way. 42-yard return for Smith. Hannum out of the hole to Shrout. Got it. Officially, it's 38 yards on the return now. Either way, Hawaii has a 2-point lead.
Here's the delivery, and this ball is delivered where Nyan can make a catch, turn around and maybe create something, but what he does is he doesn't wrap the ball up, doesn't tuck it in, and just pops out of there. And unfortunately for the Cougars, Smith is right there, and he just goes sailing into the end zone. So where this game had been fairly boring, so to speak, as far as any action, all of a sudden we've had turnovers, interceptions, runbacks, fumbles. It's been pretty wild. But this time, the Rainbow Warriors are able to turn a turnover into points.
7 turnovers in this game now. 4 by Hawaii, 3 by Washington State. Cougars converted 1. Hawaii converts 1.
Well, in the past, we've seen the Cougars rally around each other on the sidelines and do what they do sometimes before coming on the field, and Mike Price is foregoing that. Dion Taylor can redeem himself here.
High kickoff. Taylor outside. Hauled down at the 18-yard line. Still 22 seconds left in that third quarter that's been winding down for a while.
Well, Mike's got to find the running game again here, and I would guess that he'll be looking for that thought process, which was been pretty successful so far. Is let's come out, let's do a little bit at a time here. Let's run the ball, let's get in third down positions where we can convert.
They give it to Burnett. He'll get 2. That should be the final play of the quarter. Big Doug Sims, who tips the scales at 3, 5, 7, made the tackle.
Dion Burnett looking up at the clock, noticing that 3 quarters are done and in the books. It's been an exciting second half, and that third quarter was certainly wild.
Rainbows lead it by 2, 15 minutes to play.
How do I look? An earth tone might better suit your complexion.
This season, the game of football will be bigger than ever.
All right, men, you ready to go out there and kill?
But because of Mitsubishi's new high-definition television,
I don't know, Coach. My nose looks shiny.
some players are a bit self-conscious.
Makeup!
Introducing the Mitsubishi Digital Big Screen from Magnolia Hi-Fi, where you pay absolutely nothing until January 2001.
I like the eyeshadow you wore last week against Detroit.
At Magnolia Hi-Fi, Portland and Seattle.
You got this house new, right?
Custom built.
How long did it take?
About 6 weeks.
Get out of here!
And we knew exactly how much it would cost.
Get out of here!
Fred, this is a manufactured home.
Get out of here!
Get a custom-built home conveniently. See a manufactured home today.
Call 1-800-350-OWNER for more information or visit our website.
Hey, kids, get out of here. You gotta work on that.
Today's manufactured home, built for living, built for life.
When you want to go where the road ends and life begins.
Explorer. Expedition. Explorer Sport. Excursion.
Head to your Northwest Ford store for the best selection of sport utility vehicles on the planet. Like Explorer, with control track 4-wheel drive and available V8. Right now, get $500 cash back plus 0.9 financing on every new '99 Explorer. When it comes to SUVs, your Northwest Ford store is your outfitter.
Bud Namick, Cleet Casper, Paul Sorensen live from Aloha Stadium in Honolulu, where Hawaii now has a 14-12 lead over at Washington State. Cougars with a 2nd and 8 from their own 20-yard line to start the 4th quarter. Down to the sidelines to Paul Sorensen.
Well, I'll tell you, Bud, you got to love these momentum changes, and you got to love the maturation process that Gesser is going through right now. The redshirt freshman is playing in pain. He's got a sprained left knee. He's playing at home in front of a hostile crowd. This is a time for him to mature. If he can take this team down the field, running the offense, doing what he does, making smart throws, handing the ball off, play action pass, and get this team in the end zone, you watch the Washington State Cougars rally around him and play their guts out in the 4th quarter. That's what football's all about, and that's the coming of a quarterback, and you're seeing it right here tonight.
And we will see what Mr. Gesser is able to do with the wind at his back now. He's had some heroics on this field, winning a couple of state championships as the starting quarterback at St. Louis. Hawkins is in the backfield. No tight end, 4 wide receivers. Quick toss out, caught. Nyan Taylor trying to buy some room, hangs onto the football, more importantly.
Rainbows are trying to disguise their coverage a little bit and roll out of some of the things that they line up into, and that time Jason did a nice job of finding that free safety. He tipped it off. They went to 3 deep. He had man-to-man up on top and just get a couple. Brings up 3rd down and just 1 or 2.
With the yardage on the catch before the fumble, and then that catch, Nyan Taylor now has passed Hugh Campbell.
Interesting shotgun with 3rd and 1.
Low snap. Gesser going down. 3rd sack for Hawaii. Tony Tuioti.
They're giving Gesser all he can handle. Correa bending him over backwards, and 3rd and 1, unusual that the Cougars elect to go into the shotgun, and boy, they just got blasted up the middle. Kareem Anderson has really been punting the ball well. Garland, I don't think, still believes it because he's up quite short.
Got the wind behind him this time, and he kicks one towards the sideline. It'll go out of bounds. Hawaii's going to have pretty good field position. So the Cougs are going to have to call on the defense one more time, either to produce a quick 3 and out or get it back on another turnover. 37 yards on that kick by Kareem Anderson.
Well, there's still a lot of time in this football game. The thing that Coach Doba's got to recognize is, except for one play, his defense has had an outstanding afternoon. They just got to continue to try and get the football back over to the offense in decent field position. But right now, Robinson's in pretty good shape. Stutzman goes in motion. He's going to zig back.
Robinson with time, guns it out, and it's caught. Shannon Harris into Cougar territory at the 39.
Good pass protection this time for Robinson. He's going to sit back nice and comfortable and wait for Harris to come across all the way across the football field and then pick this ball off. Just too much time back there. You're not going to be able to cover those guys all day long. There's 5 of them out there.
So the Rainbows quickly move to the Cougar 38. Adrian Clem, big 312-pound senior out of Santa Monica, a little banged up. He'll have to leave. It's a nice round of ovation from the Rainbow faithful. Coach Coach Jones comes out to make sure the big fella's okay.
Robinson, the second half, performing much better as those yardage pile up, although he does have the 2 interceptions, and if the Cougars have shown that if they can get pressure on him, he'll throw it in there. He'll force it in there. Coach Dova having to elect whether or not he's going to come hard or let the front 4 do the work.
Robinson throws it out, incomplete. Billy Newman, the only one who had a chance.
Well, that play didn't look good from the beginning. Harris was trying to go in motion, then stopped and started and knew that he couldn't go in motion again, and Robinson had to deliver that ball, and Newman was just a step behind it, or he might have gone all the way with one. June Jones, knowing how important this play is, makes sure that he's communicating very well, as Robinson, unusual for a quarterback to go to the sidelines every play and get the play from the head coach, but that's the way June Jones wants to run things.
2nd and 10. Weaver in the backfield. Incomplete. Marcus Trufant had the coverage on Dwight Carter. Jason Gesser trying to keep loose on that sideline, waiting for the defense to give the football back to the offense. Might happen here. 3rd and 10.
Good coverage again, Marcus Trufant. He and Carter been matched up all day long, and it's a little harder, as we've seen all day or all evening, to throw the long ball against this wind. It's just tough to predict, and that time the ball looked like it got carried out of bounds.
Big play here for the Rainbows. 3rd and 10.
Stutzman's their go-to guy. He's going to run in a little bit of motion and hide behind.
Robinson going to go down. He's sacked by Washington State. Austin Matson with the sack.
Big play by the Cougar defensive front 4. Again, playing soft in the secondary, making Robinson throw the perfect play, and you'll see that he's looking downfield, doesn't see Stutzman, number 2, run across the screen, absolutely uncovered. So the Cougars get away, and good hustle, good effort that time by Matson.
First sack of the day for the Cougs.
And the Cougs aware that the fake is possible. Coming real hard, doesn't look like.
Trout into the wind, driving it, and it will carry into the end zone. 45-yard kick. Cougs will have it at their own 20-yard line, trailing by 2 with 12:34 to go in the 4th quarter. Live from Aloha Stadium in Honolulu on Fox Sports Net.
Eight-foot pine boards, an Eagle cut-shop expert, brackets, wood screws, green paint, and a simple trip to Eagle, all to create that special place. Eagle Hardware and Garden, more of everything.
Start saving on heating bills now with easy-to-install CertainTeed fiberglass insulation. CertainTeed, every day at Eagle.
Everything you need to know about your teams. Tom Glasgow and Northwest Sports Tonight bring you on-field moves, off-court interviews, actions, reactions, and more, including critical commentary from the gang on Press Row.
I'd be lying if I said I was completely cool with this.
It's in-depth coverage on the Sonics, Seahawks, Blazers, and Pac-10 action every night. Northwest Sports Tonight, weeknights on Fox Sports Net. Enough said.
14-12. Hawaii with a 2-point lead over Washington State. Third quarter's been a nemesis for the Cougars all year, Cleet. Hawaii outscored the Cougars 14-9 in the third quarter. See if Washington State is able to get things going, and you can hear all about it on Northwest Sports Tonight, weeknights at 7 o'clock. We use the backdrop of the beach in Hawaii and the beautiful Pacific Ocean to talk to Mike Price and some of his players about what the Cougars will work on in the offseason and get ready for next year. As you see Bill Doba, the defensive coordinator, he was a while ago over right with his defenders, pounding them on top of the head, saying, great going, guys. Keep it going for another 12 minutes and change.
Great coach giving that gum a workout, though. Just chomping away on the sideline. Mike Price, Jason Gesser. Jason's playing a pretty good game so far. Been keeping his composure, and he just needs to recognize, I think, what the defense is going to give him. Take it. Stay with his reads, stay with his progressions. It never hurts to jump back into that two tight end alignment, spread them out, and run the ball with Burnett. And again, I come back to it all the time. And get the ball to the guy that's your best player, and right now out on the field. I'd love to see the ball to Dion Burnett and also to Marcus Williams, who hasn't seen it all day long.
Burnett has 85 yards so far today. He'll get a carry here. And able to squirt for about 3 yards is all. A couple of Cougar coaches obviously focusing on this game, but also wondering what's happening back in the Tri-Cities as the Pullman Greyhounds playing tonight in a semifinal game, chance to play in the state championship. Jim Zekas, who coaches the tight ends, his son Brian is the quarterback on that team. Greg Bray, secondary coach, his son Trent, linebacker receiver on that team. Here's Burnett again. Stutter steps his way out, pretty close to a first down. Let's see where the spot is.
Pretty good offensive line surge, good push in the middle of the football fields. And game's one on the battle in the middle, and that time Ulbrich, who's been pretty quiet here in the second half, just got pounded. Lincoln Walden Schultz doing a good job going out and getting the middle linebacker, and Burnett just followed him right up the middle.
Burnett 96 yards rushing now, getting close to his 5th 100-yard game of his freshman year.
Like to see him keep pounding it at him with it. You know, the thing about Dion and this offense is once you split through that secondary.
Reverse, Menke wants to throw it for Nyan Taylor. Ball sailed on him out of bounds. Menke a little upset. So the Cougs will have a 2nd and 10. Let's reset things in case you've just joined us. Became kind of a turnover fest. 4 for Hawaii, 3 for Washington State. Cougs went for 2 after their conversion after the Hawaii turnover, missed it, so Hawaii has a point advantage there. Robinson with big numbers in the second half, and you see the numbers on Dion Burnett.
Well, the big play, Smith's return of a Nyan Taylor fumble to put the Rainbows on top. 2nd and 10 now for Gesser out of the shotgun.
Guns it out, Zubetti is open, has some running room. Farwan to midfield, first down Washington State.
Great job by the offensive line. Guys out there hobbling around. Reed Raymond, brother Ryan. Did a nice job for Jason Gesser that time, and Gesser does a good job with his poise here. Doesn't tuck the ball down, doesn't bring his eyes down, looks down the field and then finds Zubetti wide open, and Farwan does a nice job just wrapping that ball up with 2 hands and being a fullback, getting the ball to about the 50-yard line. So a nice conversion that time by the offense.
Cougs are down by 2. Hawkins remains in the backfield. Ryan Tujay for the 2nd time in the second half jumps too soon.
Oh, that's a tough one when Paul comes up and comes out of that stance like that, and boy, it's just these guys on the defensive ends are so quick.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Phil Locker will go in place of the senior Ryan Tujay now.
Coach McDonnell is going to call Tujay over and said, hey, come on, guys, you got to think about this. We're going to win this football game. I need you in there. Need your mind in the game right now. Tujay not happy about it. Gesser will come underneath the snap this time. If we're going the shotgun, give it away to Burnett.
Hawkins, actually. He gets about 5 of them back. Ulbrich again on the stop for the Rainbows.
You see the Ryan Raymond and Tujay that hold hands there. They're trying to get their spacing. Tujay jumps outside, spends the play on the bench, and then comes back in, I believe.
Cougs go to the spread. Rainbows show blitz. Here they come. Gesser, jump pass. Colin Anderson can't make the catch. And he got hurt as he was hit. Both players very slow getting up. Henderson manages to get up, but boy, is he woozy. Might have got the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah, I think it's one of those deals where when he hit the ground, his back hit first and just got with the wind knocked out of him. Hopefully that's what it was, and he was able to shake it off. Jason does a nice job recognizing the play and gets that ball out there. You can see that he takes a knee in the back. That might be more than just the wind knocked out of him. That might be something that gets to the kidneys and into the rib cage there.
3rd and 10 for the Cougars. Gesser guns it. Short-armed it to Zubetti. It's 4th down.
Just got excited. Saw his guy come open. Planted that back foot and zipped it. Unfortunately, the nose dives down, and see if he slips a little bit on the turf. Not much. He knew he should have had it. But pretty good job of changing the field position, and that's one thing that Mike Price and Dova should be thinking about, is if we can get our defense back on the field in good field position.
High kick by Anderson, trying to pin him inside the 20. Fair catch called for. Hawaii lets it bounce, and boy, what a daring catch there. Once that ball hits the ground, the fair catch is off. Fans reacting to the tackle by Washington State.
Not an illegal play by the Cougars. It was kind of one of those things where he couldn't believe that Garland was going to make a play on that ball inside the 10-yard line. Also, a couple of the blockers almost got hit by this football as it comes down.
Well,
he's trying to wave people off, and Garland maybe makes a heads-up play. Not sure if that ball did get hit. And he's tackled and lightly dropped to the turf. Nothing too flagrant there, and the officials, I think, appreciated the fact that the player, the Cougar that made that tackle, did not rough him up.
Robinson actually under center on one of the rare occasions. Gives it to Weaver, who gets 2 yards out to the 11.
Cougars working some new people into the ball game. That time it's Gerald Cook who makes the play. It's his big long arms out there and wraps up Weaver.
Young guy from Hawaii, whose parents apparently have moved now. They don't live here anymore, now live in Florida. Moving around a bit, but he was excited about getting a chance to play.
Again, a big part of the football game right here is being able to force the kick into the wind, get some field position. Big series right here.
2nd and 7. Same play. 1st down, got a result for the Rainbows. So Hawaii keeps it on the ground, crosses Washington State up a bit. They'll say he stepped out just past the 21.
Big play that time. Haven't seen Thompson since Weaver has come into this football game. Thompson, the starter. June Jones, a little hesitant in picking a play here that he's going to give to Robinson. Excellent carry that time by Weaver, getting around, and pretty good blocking. We've talked a lot about that right side. Big Noah over there did a nice job on Cook for that 2nd time around.
Weaver 12 carries, 67 yards. Averaging a little better than 5 yards per carry. Robinson trying to buy time and slings it as the completion to Stutzman, who tries to buy some running room. Gets a couple of blocks. Finally knocked out of bounds by Washington State. That could be a late hit, and here comes the flag.
Well, very much like Gesser, who showed some poise in a previous Cougar drive. This time Robinson does a nice job stepping up, making the throw. And Stutzman then gets just absolutely hammered out of bounds, about 3 yards out of bounds. Again, stepping up, delivering the football. Stutzman does a nice job just trying to get to the sidelines, get to the corner. And here's a late hit and a face mask, and that's going to be 15 easily. Watch the face mask first, turns the head around, and then gets popped out of bounds by 5 yards.
Ouch.
That's giving your body.
Moves the ball down to the Cougar 43. Little cloudburst had the crowd scurrying for a minute. Looks like it's passed already.
So
Rainbows lead it 14-12, 9:02 left in the ball game. First down at the Cougar 43. Weaver up the middle, breaks a couple of tackles, still on his feet. Close to a Hawaii first down.
Well, the Hawaii offense making some plays now. Out of the draw, the UCLA draw. Ratcliffe can't bottle them up, and the secondary's trying to strip that ball loose, but Weaver does a great job going into the clinch.
He got 9. It's 2nd and 1 now. Weaver tonight, 76 yards. Well above his average.
2nd and 1, shotgun. It's just hard to believe sometimes the formations these run and shoot teams will do, but
little dump pass, and Weaver pays for it. Holden was right there, and they have 3rd and longer now. And they're really lucky to still have the football.
Yeah, that play just did not make any sense. Why 2nd and 1 would you go into the shotgun? But they're going to lose about 3 yards on this play, and watch this hit by Holden. Might have been even designed to be the shuffle pass, the old Lee Gross Cup deal, and here he just shot puts it out to him, and
they actually got a pretty good spot too. Gained about a yard from where he caught the ball and was popped by Holden.
That ball floated, and again, if Curtis had that chance, he's got that linebacker mentality where it's go out and bust you in half, but he might have knocked that ball down or intercepted it.
3rd and 4. Robinson going deep. Incomplete. Robinson looking for pass interference, isn't going to get it.
Well, that's a couple play calls there by June Jones that I'm not so sure about. The 2nd and 1. Now he's going to take it deep, and there's a little collision. Looked like Earl Riley had come across and got a piece while the ball was in the air, but Lilly is unable to make it up and catch that football, and June Jones halfway on the field, making sure that his punter understands where he's at on the football field, not booted into the end zone.
With Henderson banged up, Leifert Hackett, who is gimpy on an ankle, is going to try to return the kick.
Cougars very soft, no rush at all.
Trout does kick it away. It'll hit. And boy, he tied it, but they couldn't keep it out of the end zone. He's got a nice touch, but it becomes a 37-yard punt, net of 17. Cougars will have it at their own 20. 7:26 left to go in the football game. Cougs are down 2 live on Fox Sports Net.
If you're ready to lose weight, muscle up, and get back into shape, I've got a free video you're going to love.
Introducing a winning fitness strategy.
You got to eat healthy, drink plenty of water, and most importantly, strength train with Bowflex.
Strength training adds muscle. Not only does your shape look better, you actually increase your metabolism, so you end up burning more calories.
Strength training these days isn't just for men. It's great for women, too. And Bowflex is designed for both. It's even been called the best home gym by Fitness Magazine.
Use as little as 5 pounds to more than 400 pounds of resistance. Follow our 6-week fast fat loss program or create your own from over 60 different health club quality exercises.
Bowflex is easy to own, and it fits in any room in your house. It comes with a 6-week guarantee on results, and you can finance it with no money down and payments as low as $33 per month. Hey, I'm 41, and I'm in the best shape of my life. And I can tell you, Bowflex really does work.
For a free video and brochure on the machine that can help you get into great shape at any age, call right now.
The Bull Riding Beauty, Sunday at 9 on Fox Sports Net.
It's been an entertaining one here at Aloha Stadium on this Saturday night, the 27th of November. Hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Bud Namick along with Clete Casper, Paul Sorensen. There is Mike Price, head coach of the Washington State Cougars, hoping his team can somehow manage to put 3 more points on the board. They trail by 2 right now, 14-12.
Well, Mike's trying to gather his thoughts about what he needs to think about, what are the things that he can do to put his people in a position to succeed. And they're in striking distance now here that we talked a little bit at the break. The wind's behind them. They've got the advantage. They've got a great kicker that could drill it from 50 yards plus. They just need to get in position to take a shot at a score. Mike, I know, would love nothing more than to have Ryan Lindell win one for him in his last game as a Cougar.
Jason Gesser, his first career start. Dion Burnett in the backfield has 96 yards so far. Gesser guns it, has a completion. Colin Henderson is recuperated and makes the catch.
Was the wind that he got knocked out. They're working on him on the sidelines afterwards. It's good to see that that flak jack came in handy.
2nd and 3 from the 27.
Adam Hawkins will come in for Dion Burnett, who's been a little gimpy from time to time, but's done a nice job this afternoon.
Missed some practice earlier this week with the ankle sprain. Hawkins, nice cutback. Adam Hawkins, his best game as a Cougar out to the 46-yard line.
Really does a nice job on this run, being patient and then setting up Anthony Smith. Gave him a little leg outside, making him think he's going to take it to the right side. Watch Anthony right there. He overruns the play, and Smith makes him pay for it. Nice couple run back into the middle of the field.
If you're looking forward, Cougs still have 3 timeouts, Hawaii 2. 6.5 minutes to go in the football game. Did Ryan Tujay move, or did Matt Paul jump and encroach? Let's find out.
Well, in this situation, they had come up and hadn't gone down into their stance, and let's see if the officials saw the movement. And
prior to the snap, false start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Exact same part of the field where it happened.
Part of the field, and Tujay's rocking back, and Coach McDadell is going to call him over and say, if you do that, you're going to sit. Not happy at all about it. Holding the hands, and that's a tough one. It looks like he's just rocking in his stance and not pulling out of there, but officials aren't seeing it that way. 1st and 15. Gesser under the snap.
Hawkins stays on his feet. Does a nice job getting out to the 46 on a play that didn't look like there was a whole lot there.
Good job of running low. Kept his balance in traffic. Kind of likes that end zone. Like to get back in there. Scored against the Huskies. Got one here against the Rainbow.
I loved he was so excited about that touchdown. He said he went skydiving once, but the skydiving throw wasn't quite the same as scoring in the Apple Cup.
Well, love to get him in there again.
2nd and 9 now from the Cougar 46. Pressure. Gesser steps up, finds Farwan Zubeidi. Zubeidi with running room. Finally hauled down by Nate Jackson, but it's a Cougar first down at the Rainbow 32.
Jason Gesser does a nice job here, standing in the face of Nate Jackson. Again, off the top of the screen, they're coming untouched, and he just, up at Smith, not Jackson, does a great job of just buying enough time, rolling up, and then find somebody. Great presence, and Farwan comes out of his shoe there, but a nice pickup, and now they're close to Ryan Lindell range.
That's what Mike Price was talking about at halftime, saying the middle was open, and there it was, the little slot screen. Hawkins outside. Adam Hawkins running hard, gets down to about the 26-yard line.
Tujay on the left side getting a little revenge there for rocking in his stance. A good job of taking Correa out of the action. Here you see Adam Hawkins' numbers starting to pile up with the 1 TD.
2nd and 4 from the 26 here. Is this a spot where you take a shot to the end zone, or since the short stuff's working, stay with that?
Well, they're been pretty effective on the ground.
There it is, big hole, Adam Hawkins. First down, Washington State at the 16 of Hawaii.
Nice hole on the left side again. June Jones got the towel over the shoulder. But here is a nice bit, and it looks like Miller sells out gets caught up inside. Ulbrich has to come over and gets picked off by 2J, but still able to make the tackle. But that's 10 yards down the field, and the Cougars.
Nate Jackson shaken up. Sophomore out of Y&I. He has played well in this game.
More than shaken up. He is going to take a seat. See if the Cougars now, who have been very effective under Birnbaum inside the 20, can convert.
Audible by Gesser, perhaps. Hawkins again, another hole, and he's down to the 11-yard line. Big night for the young man out of Pendleton, Oregon.
Nothing fancy right here. This is just lining it up and coming after you. Ryan Raymond gets a pretty good block, and Lincoln Walden Schultz is able to tie up Ulbrich. They've done a nice job on him this second half, and he has not been the same force that he was during the first half. Now the defense changes right here. You won't see a zone. You'll see man-to-man. Linebackers will be freed up to chase after that running back. Yep.
Correa can't bottle up Hawkins, though, and he does a nice job to spin and get close to the first down. It looks like it's going to be 3rd and about 1. Call it a gain of 3. It'll be 3rd and 1 from the 7.
Here's a spot on the field where Jason Gesser, I think, can really become a dangerous weapon. He's a threat to run, where you might be able to look at these short yardage situations, pound something into the middle on 3rd down, or use Gesser to run around the corner.
Got a banged up Cougar as well. Cougs have rushed now for 201 yards on 44 carries. It is Hawkins who's banged up. So Dion Burnett most likely will slip back into the backfield. Let's take a look.
Correa is going to come from the outside and get a little bit of a wrap, and he twists to avoid things and just might have got landed on. Didn't look like it took any real serious punishment, but that's easy for me to say because I'm not having big 240-pound linebackers landed on top of me, and I'm thankful for that.
One thing that's interesting right now, Cleet, 3:28 left in this game. If Washington State manages to score, Hawaii is not going to have a whole lot of time to work with. They have 2 timeouts remaining.
Well, and the biggest thing also in regards to that is you're fighting against the wind and the field. So if the Cougars can punch one in, very much likely that the Rainbows would have to go a long way against the wind. Important that they score the touchdown here to make the spread more than the 3 points necessary to knot it up.
Hawkins was able to walk off. Cougs are facing a 3rd and a long yard, maybe 2. Full house backfield. Eyes in the motion man, the H-back, if you will. Here's Burnett. Ulbrich tied him up, didn't get there. Now Ryan Lindell has to come on to try to give the Cougars the lead. And he'll have to do so from the left hash.
Ulbrich does a nice job fighting off the blocks, and he's seen enough of the Cougar tape to know that that's their bread and butter down there, and won the battle between he and Dion Burnett. Looked like Dion had a real good run, but that's a pretty solid middle linebacker there.
Ulbrich had 19 tackles a week ago, 18 so far tonight. Ryan Lindell to try to give the Cougars the lead when we come back.
This holiday, nobody has a better selection of tools than Eagle Hardware and Garden. Over 7,500 brand name tools and accessories at everyday low prices. Check your local paper's Thanksgiving edition for our special tool insert. It's enough to brighten anyone's holiday. Eagle Hardware and Garden. More of everything for the holidays.
Clean up with this handy 5-gallon wet dry vacuum from ShopVac. All the power you need at a guaranteed low price every day at Eagle.
This was supposed to be an ad about a Moscow farmer named Jack Nelson.
Ryan Lindell able to boot it through, the first time this young man has ever had a chance to kick a field goal that would be a game winner. It's not there yet. There's still 2:53 to go, but Ryan Lindell connects on the field goal for Washington State, and the Cougars have a 15-14 lead.
Well, letting you feel a little bit of what the kicker's facing as this whole crowd was on their feet trying to spook him, but Ryan Lindell, cool in the hot Hawaii environment here, is able to drill it through, and that's a clutch performance there. And now June Jones on the other side got plenty of time for his football team to work with. 2:53 on that clock. Mike Price now trying to decide how they want to handle this kick. Do they want to try to blast it in the end zone? Ryan Lindell with a big old smile on his face, liking that opportunity. Nice drive that time engineered by Mike Price and the offensive coordinator up here in the booth, Eric Price. Nice adjustments that they made with Adam Hawkins running the ball, a significant component of that drive, and just relying on what we thought was their strength, the left side of that football.
How big of a factor will it be that the Cougs couldn't get it in the end zone, though, and had to settle for the Lindell field goal? Now Hawaii with a chance to counter. If they are able to get the field goal, they have a chance to win this football game. 15-14. Hawaii Islanders have probably played a 15-14 game in this stadium. 2:53 to go. Hawaii has one timeout remaining. Hawaii working into a brisk win down to the field to Paul Sorensen.
You know, Bud, this is a situation where Bill Doba, the defensive coordinator for Washington State, has to make a decision. His corners, Lawan Gibbons and Marcus Trufant, have played great. The safeties have played over the top. You stay in the same defense, it's only giving up one big play, or do you drop back and play prevent? You play prevent, it gives you the quarterback a chance to pick you apart. I'd stay in the defense. If they're going to win it, they're going to have to make a play, and that's what Bill Doba's got to decide in the next series. Fellas?
The wheels are spinning. Cougar fans are on their feet, applauding the Cougs, and the members of the special teams looked over at the Cougar fans and waved back at them as Lindell gets ready to kick it. He'll try to boot it deep, so there's no chance for a return, and he does a good job. And Garland gets the stop sign and isn't very happy about it at all. And since he's given it up a couple of times today, that's probably a good call by Ricky Lumford.
Not happy at all about that, so they'll have to go 80 yards. And the field goal does come into play. Cougars not able to take that out of the equation, but they do have the 1-point lead, and Coach Doba is going to have those decisions like Paul talked about. Do you rush 4? Do you bring linebackers? Do you put pressure on Robinson, or do you make him beat you underneath?
Carter has 3 catches, 96 yards. Stutzman 4 for 33, and Ashley Lilly 4 for 64. Robinson on first down. Some pressure. Gets rid of it. Short-armed it. Tomasi Kangaika, Austin Matson with the good pressure for Washington State, forcing Robinson to throw it short.
Well, that's the perfect concept that Coach Doba has. Ratcliffe does a nice job coming inside, and Kangaika is there to put on the extra heat, and that ball is just shoved in the ground again, and a pretty good job that time by the quarterback just to get rid of it, incomplete, and stop the clock and not lose yardage.
Could have called a little holding there as Austin Matson was being pulled in the wrong direction by the jersey. 2nd and 10 for the Rainbows.
They're showing a little blitz. Billy Newman now backing out of it.
Robinson slips, is hit, almost has that one picked. That one came off his hand. Very funny. 3rd and 10 for the Rainbows. And really, Cleat, despite the field position, it's almost 2-down territory for Hawaii.
Nice job again by the Cougar front 4. 4 on 5, getting the pressure there and nowhere to go with that football. Robinson just had to lay it out there and hope that nothing bad happened because he was getting pressure. So again, Cougars bring in some new people, Tupo over the top of the screen, maybe to put on some pass rush pressure.
Rainbows have struggled on 3rd down. They need one here. Robinson, incomplete. Marcus Trufant got a hand on it. Now it's decision time for June Jones.
Well, not really much of a decision with the clock down to 2:28. He could play for the punt and get the ball back in better field position. But again, with this wind, most likely you're not going to have much of an advantage there. It's a tough decision guess that the way the Cougars ran the football in that last series, that he's going to look at it and say, hey, they were getting a feel, they had something working, they'll be able to run out the clock. If we give it back to him here, we've got to go on 4th and 10, and that's what he's doing.
If they don't make this, you're going to see a mass exodus from Aloha Stadium. 4th and 10 for the Rainbows. Cougs with a base defense. Good protection. Robinson. It is incomplete. Marcus Trufant does it again. Cougars are going to have the football with 2:22 to go and a 1-point lead.
Well, we've seen it all. Seen a lot of exciting football here this afternoon, and here 4th and 10, Trufant, who was the victim of the big Dwight Carter touchdown, comes up and makes a play. Kangaika puts enough pressure to allow that ball to be delivered low, and this one, finally, the Cougars get a bounce.
Look at the reaction on the sideline.
1999 as Marcus comes up, gets that outside hand across and in front, and instead of bumping up in the air where Harris has a chance to catch it and maybe get a first down, it flails harmlessly out of bounds, and the Cougars have a chance now just to run it out.
Hawkins, about 2 yards. Robert Kempfert trying to tackle the football, but Hawkins wrapping it up with both hands, and Hawaii uses their final timeout. So Washington State apparently going to get a victory in Jason Gesser's first start as the Cougar quarterback.
Well, that defensive line did an outstanding job in that last series. The 4 guys that Coach Dova left it in their laps to put the pressure on Robinson and make him make plays. They did an outstanding job, and you can credit that last defensive stand really to the excellent job that they did getting in front of June Jones' quarterback, Dan Robinson, and forcing him to throw some bad balls.
Hawaii about to see a 3-game winning streak snapped, and they will be denied, at least in the regular season, of the best turnaround ever in college football, as they will go into the bowl game on Christmas Day with an 8-4 record. As you can see, the Cougars with 100 yards more than usual on the ground, and that's a big difference in this low-scoring football game. Clete Gasper.
Well, a nice job. Again, you got to give a lot of credit to the left side of that offensive line, and although we've been giving Tujay a bad time about rocking in his stance and being brought over the side, he and the Raymonds have done an excellent job all afternoon. Lincoln Walden Schultz and also Mike Schwartz. Great job by those guys. That's where you get those 204 yards.
Hawkins to the 16-yard line. Hawaii cannot stop the clock. They can, however, force the Cougars to either kick a field goal and attempt that and risk having it blocked, or simply running it 2 more times and giving Hawaii an opportunity to have about 40 seconds to try to go length of the field. I would imagine, since the Cougs have been pretty proficient at blocking when they attempt field goals, they would line up and let Lindell boot it through. But you never know. Hawkins trying to make it a moot point, and he does. First down to the 6-yard line. That'll do it.
Adam Hawkins puts the exclamation point on this football game as he blasts up the middle, and he has done a nice job in this 4th quarter of helping the Cougars seal this one up.
All they have to do now is take a knee. Have to do it twice. June Jones very disappointed.
The headset has come off, and that's usually the sign that you are going to concede victory, and the Cougars are able behind Jason Gesser and the defense today. Great running by Adam Hawkins.
Hawkins gets it again. He's going to try to get into the end zone, and he does. He barrels his way in. A great second effort. Touchdown, Washington State. Hawkins 2 touchdowns today. The Cougs are going to get to sing the fight song in Aloha Stadium.
Welcome change of pace for Mike Price and his staff that have worked so hard and put up with a lot of criticism and heartburn.
Lindell for the extra point. He boots it through, and Ryan Lindell finishes his Cougar career with 48 consecutive extra points.
Here again on that left side, 2J with the seal block, then he's going to go get Ulbrich, and that's just a nice blow that Adam Hawkins then delivers on Jackson to get into the end zone. 57 seconds left. The Cougars celebrating, although there is a little bit of football left here, and from a purely technical standpoint, if Hawaii was able to go down and convert a touchdown and the 2-point conversion, they could tie this one up, so we may not be done yet.
It has been a weird season. You never know.
All I know is Garland will run
He's
this
going to
one
run
out.
through the stop sign. Guarantee.
He will bring this ball out of the end zone. A few fans here still rooting on their Rainbows, who they have fallen in love with this season. They will be the representatives of a bowl trip, even though it's in their backyard. Taking on the Oregon State Beavers for one more game in this season of 1999 football.
Lindell to kick it off and drives it deep. Garland from 5 yards deep is going to come out. And has a little room. Seren Morong at the 31 makes the tackle. Rainbows have 50 seconds left. Cougs will be in a deep prevent defense. The secondary has been outstanding today. They'll be tested one last time. But Hawaii has to throw it long against the wind. Maybe a little hitch and ladder play. Shades of
whatever it is, there's no use holding it back.
Robinson, quick toss out over the head of Carter. Incomplete.
Carter had wanted to have nothing to do with that one, as he knew if he got tackled, he might not be able to get back and get another shot at it. Not much of a threat there that time to move it down the football field.
22-14 Washington State. 46 seconds left. Hawaii trying to see if a little lightning can strike here.
Again, the front four, Tupo on the outside, Ratcliffe up top.
Robinson, a little pressure, guns in, and it's caught and dropped. Stutzman had it and dropped it. That would have made things interesting.
Still interesting. As you see, Stutzman, the normally sure-handed slot receiver, has a 2 or 3 steps on Torrey Hallman, and that one, I don't think he heard footsteps, just lost the handle. Thinking about that sideline. Went blasting into the bench. Still alive are the Rainbows. Got a long way to go. Short time to get there.
41 seconds left. That play took 5 seconds off the clock. Robinson now just trying to get the first down. Here comes pressure, gets rid of it, and well, it's going to be real tight to see if they got the first down or not. It will stop the clock because they'll have to get a measurement. Shannon Harris made the catch.
Took a lot of time off that clock, trying to find somebody open.
It is a first down, but it was a 10-yard, 10-second play. 31 officially left in the fourth quarter. Robinson caught by Carter. It's not a first down. They're going to have to hustle. They may not be able to get one off.
They might be able to ground the ball and stop it. There's clock is rolling down to 10 seconds.
There's the quick spike.
Not much of a spike. It looked like a fumble-rooski almost there. That the ball came squirting out of there from the center. 8 seconds left. Time for maybe 2 plays.
Jason Gesser out there trying to tell the defense to get back.
Well, he's also telling them to just knock it down if the ball is thrown into the end zone. Don't try to make a play on it to catch it. Just try to bat that thing down. I would expect that the Rainbows will go ahead and launch a few here. 3 guys will go way up to the top in the Hail Mary position. Cougars have Lamont Thompson back deep.
They've seen this Hail Mary thing before.
They have seen this, and
Robinson will let it fly. There it goes. Cougars knock it down. Zeros showing on the clock. Officially, it is over. Washington State with the victory tonight over the Hawaii Rainbows, 22-14. So what has been a tough, long year for Washington State ends on a positive note in paradise. We'll be back. Look at the sigh of relief from Mike Price. The Cougars win it 22-14. Back live to Honolulu in a moment on Fox Sports Net.
Got a minute?
Got a minute?
We would like to help you understand
What makes WSU so special? What makes this a near-perfect learning environment?
A near-perfect learning environment.
why someone from Tacoma, Bellevue,
Montana
Would choose to come here.
why you should come here. Why, after all these years, we still refer to Pullman as home.
Home.
Got a minute?
It'll take more than a minute.
More than an hour. Have you got 4 years?
This was supposed to be an ad about a Moscow farmer named Jack Nelson, but it was harvest time. Jack's banker, Stan Workman, told us Jack's a busy man and that even if we could find him, he wouldn't have time for chit-chat. That's why Jack has an operating line of credit with Sterling Savings Bank, so he doesn't have to leave the field to apply for a loan, say, whenever an implement wears out. Unfortunately, it wasn't until we finally caught up with Jack that we understood just how busy he was. He's coming back, right?
All right, listen up. This is our biggest season, and you guys are ready. We're going to take on the rain, the ice, the snow, and we're going to be winners. Let's roll out there, and let's do it!
The Tire Factory has all your winter needs. Studded tires, tire chains, easy-on-the-road studless tires, batteries, and more at over 100 Tire Factory locations.
Let's go! You need to deflate a few pounds, son.
The Tire Factory. It's as easy as...
Sink costs less than expected. Tiles lower than budgeted. Everything with a 10% low price guarantee. Also, I could create a place where money doesn't matter. Eagle Hardware and Garden. More of everything.
Plum Shop makes plumbing projects easy with more of everything you need for repair and installation at guaranteed low prices. Plum Shop at Eagle.
Washington State Cougar football on Fox Sports Net has been brought to you by Sterling Savings Bank. All the bank you will ever need. Cougs are singing the fight song. Let's go down to the sidelines to Paul Sorensen and Mike Price.
Well, thanks, Bud. They're having a great time down here singing the Cougar fight song in front of all the Cougar fans. Mike Price, big victory, 22-14. It goes out on a winning note. You got 21 seniors that are getting it, or freshmen that are getting it done, and some seniors that have been through some great times as well.
Great week. It's going to be a great memory for these kids. Something they'll talk about when they're old and gray like me and you. And can't say enough about the senior class. And our defense was awesome. And our freshman class wasn't too bad either. Thought Adam Hawkins did a great job late in the game running the football.
Jason Gesser, huge win for him. His first start, he comes home, he beats Hawaii, a team that's going to a bowl game. You know, not bad numbers, 19 of 33, 141 yards. He threw the one interception. It wasn't his fault, but just a great win. You have 4 Hawaiians on this team, 4 kids that came from the state of Hawaii. That has to help you as well.
I couldn't be happier for Jason Gesser. I mean, wow, what a great deal it is for him. You know, and he got hurt, sprained his knee. Thought, you know, he got a sprained knee, but I don't know if he'd be able to play next week or not, but he was not coming out of this game.
Something to build on for the year 2000, Mike?
Something great to build on, and I'm real happy. We got a good young group. Future looks bright, baby.
Mike, have yourself a great time. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mike Price, head football coach. Bud, he's a happy guy, and he got a chance to sing the Cougar fight song right down here, back upstairs.
All righty, Paul Sorensen, thank you very much. And Washington State comes away with a victory. And the Cougs happy as they head out. The University of Hawaii fans, a lot of them stuck around, and a great ovation for the Rainbows as they leave the field. And boy, do they deserve it, as you see Mike Price with the big hug for Billy Newman as Washington State picks up the victory this evening here in Hawaii. The Cougs avoid the 10-loss season as Aaron Price, who's now coaching for former Cougar assistant Larry Lewis down at Idaho State, with the hug for Dad. And there's Jim Zekas with Corey Scott, one of the seniors. There's Ryan Tujay with some of his family that made the trip from Hawaii. Curtis Holden. Cougs finish the season at 3-9, but it'll feel a little bit better than that. Well, Paul Sorensen is with the guy who had a pretty happy homecoming tonight.
Jason, this is a nice victory for you. 19 of 33. You do it in front of the friends and family. You come back. St. Louis High School is going to be back in the championships next week, but you got a W over the lads. You know a lot of those guys. How big a victory is this for you?
That was huge. I mean, I didn't know if I was going to start. I first came back from surgery. Besides last week, actually playing. And, you know, I kind of it twisted my leg up under the pile there, which I didn't like very much, as you can see that. Because, I mean, that's really BS, to tell you the truth. I wasn't happy, but that's part of the game. My knee is real sore right now. Came back. I still played. You know, our defense played a hell of a game. Our offense played a hell of a game. We got the W, and that's all that matters. Future for Washington State. You're going to be the starting quarterback in the year 2000. 21 freshmen off this team that have contributed. A great redshirting freshman class that's going to get after it. Are you excited about the future of Washington State University? You said it all right there. I mean, you can't complain of what's coming back next year. I'm just going to try and get those guys to come together. All of us be a team. All of us be a family, and be on the same page every day in every way. Jason, go on back and celebrate. Congratulations. Jason Gesser, the redshirt freshman, got his first start and his first victory, but he has to feel pretty good about that.
All righty, Paul, thank you very much for everything on the sidelines. Mr. Sorensen. Clete Casper's been another fun year.
Been excellent, and this is a nice way to finish it off. Great week for the Cougars. Get out of here with a win.
Washington State looking forward to things now. Spring practice going to be a little bit easier, and lifting those weights between now and the spring going to be a little easier thanks to Adam Hawkins, Dion Burnett, Jason Gesser, and a lot of youngsters. Marcus Trufant, Billy Newman, a lot of youngsters on both sides of the ball. For Clete Casper, I'm Bud Namick. The rest of the Fox Sports Net gang, we say so long from Aloha Stadium. Jason Gesser and the Cougs can celebrate a 22-14 win. You've been watching Cougar football on Fox Sports Net. Stay tuned. Up next, Fox Sports News Primetime. Aloha.